to go live everywhere. I got the usual suspects, the fans who always come to my live and complain, but never actually come up to actually talk about anything. How y'all doing?
Hey, how do I pronounce your name correctly?
It's Volsi.
Volsi. Okay.
Yeah. No CH sound. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and try to keep this one smooth. We'll try to keep this one where we all have a chance to talk, and we're just waiting for some guests to come in. TikTok has this new thing called drop-in guests, where I guess it like anybody who comes in and wants to come up, it gives them the opportunity to come in. So that's awesome. But how you guys doing?
Not too bad.
I'm doing
ready
good.
For the weekend.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to a graduation party ceremony today, and I just wasn't feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So I ditched the damn party, my own party.
Damn, sometimes that happens. Yeah, I mean, tonight, me and wifey's going out. So I'm gonna get out of here like around 8:30, and we're gonna go out, have a good time, have a little date night, and then be probably tonight. I might take a Eddie Winslow. We'll see how the night goes. All right, we got the first guest. How's it going,
Hello.
Martin?
I'm doing very well. How's yourself?
I'm all right, Martin Kelly. Are you at least 18? And do you think you'll give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Well, I'm 34 and I'm from Ireland, so I was born a Christian man. No, I believed in God for many years, but I'm not saying I don't believe anymore, but I've kind of disbelieved. I'm not saying I don't believe, but not saying I believe less in the last few years. Certain things have had me, personally, I don't want to get into them here because I want to hear your whole personal life. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a relationship that's between me, and I'm kind of trying to figure out where my relationship is with God at this moment in my life.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, it sounds like you're probably like in the middle of deconstructing, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of like in the thing of like, oh, should I not believe in him? Should do? Like I was raised up, like as I said, Christian. I was raised on for years. I live with my grandparents, all that. I've done all the Christian things. I've done everything. I'm a good guy. I'll still open the door open for a woman if I have to, or whatever. But the last few years, I've kind of gone downgradish. As I
Shut the fuck up, nigger. Shut up. I know this who wants my nuts in his mouth.
He asked me my opinion.
Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Shut up, slave. Slave, shut up. Slave, shut up.
Wow.
Slave.
Hey, hold on, Mark. This always happens. Hold on, everybody be quiet. This always happens. Go ahead and let everybody pause real quick. Everybody pause real quick.
No,
everybody pause real quick. Let's go ahead and let the troll get his shine on. Let the troll get his shine on. Go ahead, troll. Get your shine on. Go ahead.
My cock will search your grandma out.
No, not you, Martin. Not you, Martin. This guy on top of you. Let him get his. Get him get out.
What's your grandma's address?
Yeah, let me get it out. Let him get it out.
What's your grandma's address, bitch?
Yeah, go ahead and get it out. Go ahead and get it all out, Turtle. Turtle, get it all out, Turtle. Get it all out.
Are you stupid or what? I already asked you what's her address.
I said, what's your address?
I can stretch her out.
I will find you out. Where's your address?
You want to get stretched out too? What's your address, motherfucker?
What's your address?
You want to get stretched out next to that dude's grandma?
Where's your address?
Yeah. Go ahead and let him get it out.
Presenting the Christian family annihilators, y'all.
Inside of you, both of you.
You see your big man. Show me your address.
Yeah. that always happens.
No,
yeah.
Why'd you guys kick him? I thought he was a nice guy.
My thing is, stand up.
I wanted to hear what he had to say, and it's just it's honestly, my thing is, I don't get why these little weird ass, school pewers come on these lives acting like that.
Because they've never got people standing up to them.
No, not at all. In this age of information, people will dox you and show, like you've seen on the news where the black lady came and showed up to the man who was talking crazy to her in the comments. Like, stop it. Y'all have the shield of a computer screen. Y'all are not about that. Just go on, get your ass, go do something.
You know what you're missing? What the 80s and 90s kids and the early 2000s kids had? People stand up to them.
I'm from the 90s, baby. I get it. Like, I get
we
it.
sit them back then. Tell me where your address is. I'll meet you there. They won't
do it.
Some dude in the Navy started dropping the N-word on this one content creator.
And he's out of a job.
Yeah, and the content creator, I think he was just a gamer. It wasn't even like controversial religion, nothing.
You don't even
and he's like, oh, you want to mess with me? I know what boat you're on. I know your family's name. I know he got him fired.
All you have to say,
let me tell you.
Any person.
Everybody pause real quick. So let me tell you, like, this happened at least, I think, last week as well. There was a content creator, someone put N-word lover because he has a black wife. That black wife was not only a sergeant in the military, but she actually hit up the other person's sergeant because that person was in the Marines. So she hit up that person's sergeant.
Yeah, and Bossy knows I'm a retired Navy veteran. So
you get caught doing that, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, there's a zero tolerance policy for it, just like there's a zero tolerance policy for DUIs and everything like that. They came about in 2010. I'm a retired Navy veteran, so when Turtle just be talking, and baby, don't do that. Save yourself, because eventually you're young and you're gonna want to go to school, and this follows you, Turtle. This follows you. Nobody will want to this shit will follow you.
I don't know.
Wait, did Turtle say he served?
No, he ain't never served shit.
No, he says none of y'all served.
Okay, just let him talk. Let him talk.
Yeah, let him talk.
I'm like getting ready to retire.
Yeah, I'm a retired Navy veteran, but let him talk.
And I'm retired Air Force, so it's like
Turtle,
you want me to hold on, guys. Yo, Turtle, you want me to grab my cat card? Because I can grab my card.
He's a child. He probably doesn't even know what a cat card is. He's a child. He's a child, y'all.
I'm trying to say what my Irish uncle always said to me is, let them talk their shite, but at the end of the day, say to them what a grown ass person would say, go on, tell me where you live. I'll meet you there. Tell us back quick. You military people know this, because I know a lot of army lads. They say, tell me where you live. And the weaker lads will go, I won't tell you, because they're so scared of you going to their house and telling their mum or their dad or whoever.
Yeah, your mama's going to whoop your ass because you're going to make her look bad. You're not going to get in college.
In the military, actually, I know a woman who's in the military and her husband's in the military too. They're retired now, but she also goes, anyone who talks like as you say, punk to her in America, she goes, tell me where you live. Go on, I'll find where you live. I've got the money. And they always go, oh, what, you've got the money to visit me? Oh, I don't want to tell you. And they block you.
They'll block you real quick. Exactly. They will block you so quickly.
Money got you. You go. They'll go, oh, well, you've got the money. Oh, I know you're a bit older, so I'm going to block you.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, y'all, we're just waiting for someone serious to come up. We'll see if we get anybody who would like to come up, because Turtle is, of course, a troll. He always comes to my lives. Always.
He's a regular?
Yeah, he's a regular. He always comes to my live, always complains, always exactly. All good. Like, he always comes to my lives. He always complains. He always drops the N-word, and he never does anything. Like,
I mean, honestly, Bossy, hold on, Martin. I'm going to say this because Turtle is still in the live. Be very careful of doing that, because eventually somebody's going to get curious about you, and they're going to give you. They're going to do research on you, and you're not going to have a job. You're not going to be able to go to school. Hold on, Martin. You're not going to be able to do anything because of this rhetoric. We live in an age of information. It's very easy to dox people, Turtle. It's very easy to find out IP addresses. It's very easy to do everything. Okay, little young man. Young man, you should be, because once you're blasted on TV, once your mom has to, is fired from her job because of what she done raised, or your dad, you're going to look a fool. They're going to beat the hell out of you, sir.
My dad is a millionaire. What the fuck?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
Yes. You want proof?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Turtle.
Turtle,
I'm not even lying.
I'm sure. Yeah,
I'm not
Turtle.
even trying to lie.
I'm sure.
It's
I'm
actually-
sure I'm sure he's a millionaire in pesos. I'm really sure. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
in dollars. Like,
All right.
yes,
Yeah.
five
Yeah.
houses.
Sure thing, Turtle. Sure thing. Sure
Let
thing.
me show you. Let me show you.
Sure thing, Turtle. Sure thing.
Bro, I'm not even.
Sure thing.
Bossy,
Sure thing.
you need an age limit too because he's young. And
Oh, yeah, I
just
definitely have
don't
an
want
age limit.
no-
You're old.
All right.
He's young.
This guy, I
All right,
go
cool.
around the world.
I just
I'm
covered
a
it
tour
on.
guide.
All right, guys.
Like, I've barely been up here, and I could stand the sound of his voice. So
Yeah,
bye bye.
exactly. Bye bye. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and don't let Turtle back up. Yeah, I'm cooking on. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and move on real quick. I do appreciate everybody here.
Stop.
You guys are amazing.
Give me a chance.
All right.
Give me a chance.
All right, Turtle. You can eat. You
Keep
can eat
on
it.
bringing him back up.
No, it's because I have the automatic drop thing. That's why. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on. I think Testify was here the day before. How's it going, Testify? Are you at least 18? And do you think you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
I'm 43.
All right, great. And do you think you could give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Well, I don't know if you're going to like that reason.
Yeah, go ahead and try me. All right. You're going to talk to me first for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then the panel will jump in. All right. So it's going to be me and him, guys. Go ahead, everybody mute up. And then I'll talk to you. The rest of the panel will talk to you right afterwards. All right, cool. So 15 minutes on the clock. What's that good reason to believe in a God?
Okay. 50 minutes?
Yeah, sure. Me and you, 15 minutes, and then everybody else will jump in. What is that good reason to believe in a God?
Okay. First of all, I'm from South America. I'm from Guyana.
Mhm.
I was raised with culture and tradition, right? So I don't follow any religion. But the reason why I believe there is a God is because of how you say that in English? Because I speak Creole, right? So I apologize for my English. But anyway, the reason why I believe in a God, because we believe God is spirit. That's it.
All right. That really doesn't give me a good reason. You have to actually show that spirits exist first.
Spirit is existence.
Spirit is existence?
Correct.
How do you show that to be true?
How can I show you that that's true? Because you and I exist, right?
Okay, but this is a circular argument. You don't see that? You're simply saying that spirit is existence. And when I said, how do you know that to be true? You said, because you and I exist. That's a circle. How do you actually show that spirits and existence are the same thing? How do you show that?
I don't get your point, man.
I'm not sure how you're not getting my point. You're saying that you believe in God because of spirits, and I asked you, how do you know spirits exist? And then you said existence, and I said, how can you show that existence and spirits are the same thing? And then you said we exist. That's a circle. You actually have to show how spirits actually exist first. You have to break the circle.
A spirit. Do you know what's a spirit?
Why don't you let me know? Because the only thing I know about a spirit is that there's some sort of ethereal thing that's outside of our mind and body.
Exactly.
Okay,
Can you
how
feel
do
a
you?
spirit?
I don't know. You have to let me know. Like I
No,
don't know.
you
I don't
can't.
know if you can. Okay, so if you can't feel a spirit and you can't measure it through any means, how do you know it exists?
Because we are spirits, right?
Right. That's a circle. That's what I keep saying. I'm asking you, if you don't know that, if we can't measure spirits by any means, how do you know they exist? And you're saying because we're spirits. And when I ask you, how do you know it exists? You said because we exist. That doesn't make any sense. Cool. All right. So yeah, testify. Continue. How do you know spirits exist?
Because
Right.
we
So how do you know
are
spirits exist? All right. You say you know spirits exist because we are spirits. You realize that's a
Exactly.
circle, right? You're using the definition to prove the thing. Like you can't do that. Like for example, I could say that Olodumare exists because I am Olodumare. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on,
So-
I gotta block somebody.
So what you try to explain, right, is because you can't see a spirit. there is no spirit?
No, I'm saying that you can't prove one to actually exist.
But can you prove there is no spirit? Is this a joke? Is this a compliment or what?
Yeah, I already blocked him. No worries. All right, but yeah, so you actually have to show that spirits exist first. How do you do that?
But can you prove there is no spirit?
Of course I can, but you're the one claiming that there is.
Okay, so
right,
you
but,
can't.
But
I
the reason,
can't.
all right. So, but you're claiming that there is one. So I'm asking you, how do you know that there is one?
Because we are spirits,
bro. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to ask you here? You just can't claim we are spirits, therefore spirits exist. That's a
but
circle.
You are claiming the same.
That's a circular argument. No, I'm not. I'm not claiming the same thing.
The same thing.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I don't believe spirits exist.
You don't believe in spirit.
Right. I'm saying I don't believe in spirits. Right.
Yeah, and I believe in it.
Right. And I'm asking you, how do you know they're real?
Because we are spirits. Can you prove me we are not spirits?
Does he understand what I'm saying, y'all? I don't think he understands what I'm saying.
Or maybe I don't understand, but
right. You don't understand what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm saying. Okay.
So how about you listen to what he's saying so you can understand, comprehend, listen and comprehend what he's saying, sir.
All right, testify. Try to comprehend what I'm saying. You cannot say something exists by simply defining it into existence. You have to have evidence that it exists first. You're simply saying that spirits exist because we are spirits.
No,
you're using the word spirit and defining into existence by saying humans exist.
But I don't see it that
you can't do that. That's a circular argument.
No.
Yes. That's a circular argument.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You want to see things with your eyes, right?
I don't need to see things with my eyes. I don't need to see things with my eyes. Testify. Listen to what I'm saying. I do not need to see things with my eyes in order for me to know they exist.
You want to feel things.
I don't need to feel things with my eyes in order for it to know they exist. For example, we know atoms exist because of mathematical models, because of electron microscopes, things like that. We can measure atoms, things like that, right?
Yeah.
We can even measure black holes. Mm-hmm. I've never seen a black hole in real life, right? Because it's impossible to feel and see one.
But the black hole is not the spirit.
Testify. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. No, you're not. You can't listen if you're talking. You can't listen if you're talking.
You're not listening, though. You're actually interrupting the host.
Exactly. Testify. You cannot listen if you're talking.
I'm gonna put you on mute and don't come off until the host is done talking.
I'm listening.
Don't come off mute until the host is done talking. Thank you.
Right. All right. So testify. Listen. We know that black holes are real because we can measure them and everything like that, but we can't never see them, right? We can't fly to a black hole right now. That's not possible. But we know they exist because we can measurably detect them. That's how we know. If I were to tell you I know black holes exist because I'm a black hole, that would sound stupid to you, wouldn't it? That's what you're saying to me. You're saying that spirits exist because we're spirits. You can't do that. You actually have to show that this concept of what you call a spirit, you have to define it first and then show how it exists.
By the way, Flight in the comments is saying, how do you know black holes are real? Testify. Hold on.
Yeah, I invited Flight up. Flight, you can come on up rather testify. I invited you. So testify. I understand that a black hole is not a spirit. What I'm saying is that I can define what a black hole is, and I can show you how we can detect one. But when I ask you what a spirit is, you're simply defining spirit as human beings.
I'm telling you what a spirit is, right? You are telling me what a black hole is, right?
Okay, so what's a spirit? What is it?
That's what I'm telling you. We are spirits.
Okay, so you're saying that
you don't understand.
You're saying humans are spirits?
Tell me the definition of a human.
Homo sapiens and the primate family.
Okay, right? What's the definition of a spirit?
A spirit is some ethereal substance outside of space and mind.
So
we're not ethereal substances, are we?
That's your interpretation.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and look up the definition of a spirit. All right, cool. So, spirit.
Can you put it up on the big screen, or do you want me to look it up and use my tablet?
I'm on my phone, so we can't do it. Okay, cool. So spirit, the non-physical part of a person, which is the seat of emotions and character, the soul, those qualities regarded as forming the definitive or typical elements of a character of a person. I think we're looking for supernatural spirit, though, because if we look at the definition of a mind, that's basically the same thing. So basically, like, yeah, spirit, some non-physical part, right? Humans are physical.
A non-physical part, right? And God is a non-physical part. Thank you, my brother.
Wait, how do you show God exists?
You have to so define. You have to prove God exists first.
God exists first.
Oh, wow! Can you see a spirit?
No, of course we can't. All right, so like,
okay, so how can
a spirit is an immaterial, non-physical entity or force believed to exist beyond the material world.
That's your interpretation.
So that's not my interpretation.
Hold
on, testify. Be quiet for a second. That's not my interpretation. I'm literally looking at the definition.
I'm like, what did I tell you about being on, about talking when the host is talking? If you do that again, I'm just going to drop you. So.
Okay. You can drop me.
So testify.
I'm explaining.
Testify. So when I look up spirit, a spirit in a supernatural sense is an immaterial, non-physical entity or force to exist beyond the material world. So how do you actually show something like that is real? If it's beyond the material world, how do you show that it's real?
What you just said. Can you see a spirit? No.
All right. Because does anybody else wanna jump into this? Because I'm tired, bro. I'm really tired.
Come on.
Everybody else, go ahead and jump into this.
You're just saying it. You can't see or feel the spirit, right?
Can I get the synopsis of what's going on? I had to empty out a little.
How can I tell you?
Hold on, y'all. Testify. Okay. I'm like, both of you want to explain to you what's going on?
Yeah. I'll tell Chelsea what's going on. So Chelsea, what's going on is that we've been talking to the Testify about a good reason to believe in a God, and he keeps on saying because we're spirits. And then when I ask him to define a spirit, he's simply saying that human beings are spirits. And when I say that you can't do that,
alcohol.
Spirits are alcohol. That's true.
Testify. Okay, so let me ask you this.
That's all he said.
Pretty much.
We're spirits.
We've been going back and forth on what exactly are spirits, and he's defining spirits as human beings.
I'm flesh and blood. I'm a human being.
Yeah. So testify. I interpret the normative definition of a spirit is like a supernatural being or entity, and it could be people. So some people believe we have spirits inside of us, like they're the ghost driving the machine. That's what is that what you mean by spirit? Testify.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, okay. How do you know spirits are real? I know I'm real, and I know I have a brain that makes me think and make decisions, etc. How do you know spirits are real?
You just explain it to me.
No, I explained what a spirit is. I steel manned your position of what a spirit is. You said yes. I can describe a dragon, but I don't believe dragons are real. So I know what is.
Wait, hold on. You just explained to me what a spirit is, and
correct.
Now you want me to explain to you what a spirit is.
No, I want you to demonstrate that a spirit is actually real and not just a made-up concept.
Okay, the way you explain to me what a spirit is, can you demonstrate that to me?
No, I don't believe spirits are real. I don't believe they are real.
I'm like, testify. It is on Sean. I'm like, to be the burden of proof. That's on you. You're making the claim.
No, you are making the claim.
Real. So it is you
that there is no spirit.
None of us said that. None of us said that. Testify. I got to mute you again. Testify. I got to mute you again. None of us said that no spirits exist. We're simply defining what it is, right? That's all we are. But just because we can define something doesn't mean it exists. I can define a unicorn. That doesn't mean unicorns exist. That's the problem with your position. You keep saying that because we could define it, therefore it exists. That's not how that works.
That simply isn't how that works. And if you're going to,
I mean, I would
We-
personally
like Sean had
disagree with
said,
you. I'm not gonna lie because I just.
All right, it's not your turn yet, chill guy.
It works
It's not your
exactly
turn.
like that.
No,
But
it
you
doesn't.
guys-
Dude, I'm like,
But you
Cass,
guys-
there's Flint's
But
comments.
it's above your minds, right?
Chill. I'm testify. I'm gonna say this again. All right, it doesn't work that way. We can
It's
define
above your
unicorns.
mind. It's above your mind.
Testify. We can define unicorns.
It's ab-
That doesn't mean that unicorns actually exist just because we can define it. So you simply saying we can define spirits means they exist is stupid.
It's above your mind.
It's above your what?
What is consciousness?
Above our
Above
mind.
your mind.
We want to talk about spirits. Let's talk about consciousness.
It's
Not-
about it's above
Not your turn.
mind,
Not
so
your turn,
you'll
Denke.
never understand.
It is not your
what's
turn.
A spirit.
All right. So testify. Let's do this. We're gonna go ahead.
I'm just gonna disconnect you at this point.
Yeah. Let's go
because
ahead
there
and
ain't
move
no
on.
reason.
I'm sorry. We just got to move on. I'm sorry. All right, chill guy.
So are we just? Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Are we doing just chill guy? now?
Yeah, we're gonna go to chill guy, and then Enzo is gonna be right after him. All right, chill guy. It's gonna be me and you for about 10 minutes. Me and you will talk, and then the rest of the panel will go ahead and ask you questions, and you'll speak with them. All right, chill guy. Are you over 18, and do you think you give us a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah, I am.
All right, cool. Let's me and you talk for about 10 minutes, and then the rest of the panel will go ahead and talk to you. All right. So, what's the good reason to believe in a God?
Just me and you.
Yeah, me and you for about 10 minutes. You have the count. Yeah, what is that? Yes, just
My
me and
fault.
you.
So,
Yeah, just me and you. You have a countdown for about 10 minutes. Me and you will talk, and then the rest of the panel will talk to you. Okay. All right. So, what's a good reason for us to believe in a God?
so let me ask you something. I'll give you a couple good reasons. So, can you tell me how many planets there are?
9.
Can you tell me how many?
Not 9.
8 now.
8 now. Yeah, it's 8 now.
They
Can
demoted
you-
Pluto.
Can you tell me how many galaxies there are?
No.
Okay. Can you tell me how many solar systems there are?
Billions in
Okay.
this galaxy. Basically.
Probably trillions.
Probably
So-
trillions. Yeah.
Do you believe that we are the only people to exist in this galaxy? That we, the humans are the only people here out of all the billions?
I think that's not likely. But I have no evidence that there are more than one civilization except for us. So I can't really believe right now that that there are aliens out there. But I would say it's likely that there are aliens.
Well, you just said yes and no in the same answer. So can you give me a direct answer? Do you believe there's more people than us? Yes or no? Is it just humans or is it not just humans? Yes or no?
I don't know.
He just gave you an answer.
I gave you an answer. I don't know.
He said it's not likely, and there's not evidence for it.
Well, he said it's not. Well, I thought this was a one-on-one.
I thought you said said likely.
Well,
All
I'm
right,
not.
I thought this was a one-on-one. I'm trying to.
So everybody pause. Everybody pause. All right.
So I asked you the question
chill out. I'm gonna say it again. Us being all alone in this galaxy, I think is unlikely, but I have
Okay.
no evidence that that's true. So the position
so you're
is
more on the fence
the position is I don't know.
All right, so you don't know, but you're more on the fence of agreeing. That's my understanding. Okay, so therefore you're saying that there's too much out here for your soul, for your consciousness to just solely agree that we're the only people here. Well, that's kind of how I believe about God. I think a lot of people believe about God. There's so much vastness to this universe. There's so much unknown. We've been here for billions. I mean, maybe not billions, hundreds of millions of years. And we still haven't figured this thing out, and nobody knows the purpose of life. And there's so many things we haven't figured out, right?
Okay,
But
so
we don't know.
So you're saying because we don't know, therefore God. That's kind of silly.
That's not what I'm saying. I didn't finish my point.
But that's literally what
you were saying that. I didn't say that. I haven't finished my point yet.
No, that's literally what you just said. Because
That's
you
not
said,
what I said. I didn't
but you
finish my
said
point.
you said because of the vastness and everything like that, and we don't know the meaning of life.
No,
That's how we feel about God.
No, I was just stating a fact. That wasn't my argument, though. Do you know everything about Earth? Do you know everything here?
No, of course
Are
I don't
you
know
the
everything.
all-knowing?
Of course I don't know everything here.
Okay.
I'm not all knowing, but that doesn't make a God exist.
I didn't say it did. I'm just stating a fact. Okay.
Okay, so get to your actual point. Don't preamble.
My actual point is that's probably half my point. The other half of my point is the fact that no one living knows what happens after death.
But that doesn't mean a God exists.
I'm not saying it means that God.
Okay, so what are you getting to, bro? Like you have to stop the preamble. Hold on. Chill, guy. Listen, you have to stop the preamble. First, you said we don't know everything, and then you said we don't know what happens after death. And I'm keep saying for both those two things, that doesn't mean God exists. And you're saying you agree. Chill, guy. Be quiet. And now you're saying that you agree that those things don't show that a God exists. So what's a good reason? Like, get to your point.
I am, buddy. Do you know what your problem is?
Okay, so don't preamble. Just get there. Don't preamble. Just get there.
Can you give me good reasons to believe in your God?
And none of what you said are reasons. None of you are good reasons.
Wait, okay. So you're telling me that there's somebody on this planet right now that knows.
Hold on, chill, guy. Hold on. Listen. Chill, guy. Be quiet for a second. Listen to my point. When what you just said are not good reasons to believe in a God. Just because we don't know what happens after death, and just because we don't know everything about our universe, doesn't mean that a God exists. So simply pointing those things out does not give me a good reason. Chill, be quiet. Just because we can point these things out, yes, these are facts. We don't know everything about the universe. We don't know what happens after we die. Those are still not reasons for me to believe that a God exists.
But buddy, you can't have a good and bad reason. That's like the same thing. You can't have a good or bad of opinion. You can have a true or false fact, but an opinion, when it comes to a reason and opinion, they're not subjectable to your assumption. Like just like how an opinion can't be good or bad, a fact it's the same exact concept.
That does not address what I said, bro.
It addresses your prompt. I'm giving you multiple reasons why I believe in a God. Number one, no existing human.
I know okay. My prompt is a good reason to believe in a God, and I'm telling you what you're telling me are not good reasons.
Okay, that's your opinion. What do you want me to do? Change your IQ? You have room temperature IQ. What do you want me to do?
All right, and you can eat a dick. What you want me to
do? Maybe argue or debate it. How my points are false. Nothing. I
didn't say that your point.
Because you're not gonna insult the host. That's not what a debate is. So
can I go first?
Okay.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and get to the next person. I'm sorry, who was that? Who said can I go first?
Me, Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. Okay, yeah. You can go first on the next one. Give me 1 second.
I wanted to address what he said because what he was talking about, he was crashing out, but what he was talking about, guys, was something called the God of the Gaps fallacy. He doesn't have an explanation of why the universe and all of these galaxies exist. So he has to push that on and regulate that to, oh, there's a God. There must be a God. There must be God. No, even the word itself is God is fairly new. And it was created by a pope, a German pope saying, look, this is what God means. It's an old English word, good, which means to evoke and to pour in. But like deities, a good reason to believe in a deity is not just saying, look, I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna believe in something. No, let science catch up. You don't have to believe in that. You can just say, look, we live in a very vast world. We derive from eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Let's just, relish in that. We do not have to regulate things onto like a mythical fairy tale creature. And the Bible is not factual evidence. It's a claim. It's a book. It's mythology. So when you get up here and y'all want to be insulting and rude and everything, know what you're talking about first. Don't just be an asshole. Just know what you're talking about. And don't try to insult anybody's intelligence because what you're doing, you're letting everybody know that you're slow as shit. You don't even know what you're talking about.
All right.
You're insulting.
All right.
Necessary. That's not
he said he literally denied, no, I'm not doing God of the Gaps. And then he did it.
Did God of the Gaps. This is stupid. Textbook God of the Gaps.
That's exactly what he did.
All right, guys. Quick commercial break. I appreciate everybody here. We have 115 people in here, guys. I appreciate that. Let's get us to 10K likes. We can't have 115 people in here and not get us 10K likes. Let's get to 10K likes, or Kay will turn off the comments. She is very good at that. So let's get to those 10K likes, and then Kay will turn off those comments.
And
all right.
Don't insult the host, assholes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and also, shout out to everybody who's watching me on Black Atheist Coalition. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on my channel, Volsy Thoughts, and on my Twitch, and on the Deconstruction Junction.
I still need the password for Black Atheist.
You still didn't get that? I thought
I did not get it. I don't
keep
know
sending
what's
it.
going on with.
All right. I'm gonna make sure I send it right in the middle of us talking. All right, I'll make sure I send it. All right. And for everybody watching me
Did you send it to me on here?
I think I did. Matter of fact, send me your email again, and I'll make sure once I get off, I send that off. All right, I'll do that right before I go out tonight. I appreciate it. All right, guys, and shout out to everybody watching me on Deconstruction Junction. You guys are amazing. We got about 100 viewers on there right now, 110 people on the stream right now, so 200 across the 2 platforms. Y'all amazing. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. Remember to subscribe to my channel.
I just sent it to you again.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I send it off to you. All right. So is your name exactly? How's it going? Are you at least 18? And do you think you'd give us a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah, I'm over 18 for sure, but I think you're asking a loaded question.
Okay, cool.
Like,
let's go ahead and start the clock. You're gonna talk to me.
It's loaded at all.
Yeah, me either. All right, you're gonna talk to me for about 10 minutes, and then you'll go ahead and talk to the panel. Okay. Whoever wants to jump in first, we'll jump in first. All right. So me and you for about 10 minutes exactly, and then the rest of the panel. All right. Sound fair? Cool. What is the good reason for us to believe in a God?
I mean, can I identify like the issue with the question that's posted? What is the reason to believe with like in your God?
Yes, go ahead.
I think like the issue. I think the issue with that question is, one thing I personally discovered from my life is like the most absolute truth that you can have in your life is personal experience, right? Like there is no truth stronger than personal experience. I'm not talking about opinion.
I disagree.
I'm not talking about ideology. Hold on.
Yeah, keep going.
Me and you talking, or is other people hopping?
No, it's me and you. Keep going.
Personal experience is the most powerful thing that you can have. If you get into a car crash, that is truth. Like that's absolute truth. Nobody can tell you that you didn't get into a car accident. You know, you being born in the world and looking up at the sky and seeing that it's blue, that's absolute truth, right? If the clouds roll in, that's absolute truth. The problem with your question is when you say your God, you're now introducing belief. And belief is not something that you can prove or disprove. It's just what you believe. And like me personally, the reason I choose to believe in a God is because, you know, it feels a lot better to wake up every single day and feel like, okay, like something has this all together, right? Like, if my bank account is empty and I'm struggling, like it's still better to have hope in something that you can wake up and believe in something, you know?
Okay, cool. So, 2 real quick problems with your analysis there. I agree with Kay. What Kay said earlier. I disagree that personal experience is the most powerful thing because there are plenty of people who say they have personal experience of seeing Elvis alive. Is Elvis alive?
Yeah, but there's an issue.
Wait. I know there's an issue with that, but I need you to ask my question first. Is Elvis alive right now? Right? Is Elvis alive right now? It's a yes or no. No. Exactly. Not. So, but there are people who say they have personal experience of him. That creates the problem, right? Because personal experience is not always the most powerful thing because you can be mistaken and you can be deluded, right? There are people who are delusional. People see. Hold on. Let me finish. People see things. I'm
gonna mute myself.
People can see things. People can hear voices. For example, I have personal experience like just 2 weeks ago where I thought my wife's I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and opened the door. And then I locked the door, came back in the room. My wife was like, "Why'd you go open the door for?" I said, I heard you outside. You knocked on the door. She said, "No, I didn't. I've been sleeping this whole time." You know what I'm saying? Now, that doesn't mean I'm going insane or anything like that. It just means my brain is working. You hear things, you see things, and you're mistaken. That happens all the time, right? So this is when people say personal experience, this is the issue. Hold on. This is the issue that we run into. You do have personal experience, and what you heard and what you saw is what you heard and what you saw. But that doesn't mean what you heard and what you saw is objectively true. You see what I'm saying? So when people say that they have personal experience with a God, or I believe in God because of personal experience, that's all good and well. I don't deny your personal experience. I deny what you're attributing it to because you could be mistaken. How do you show that you're not?
See, I think we're talking about 2 different things. Because like when you started your sentence, you said I had a personal experience that my wife was at the door. Therefore, that yes, maybe your wife wasn't at the door, but the experience that you had where you thought your wife was at the door, that is the truth. That is an objective truth. Right. So that personal experience stands as truth. It's a powerful, it's like it stands as your personal truth.
But exactly. The problem is that she wasn't at the door. So that means it wasn't true.
No, but the experience of you identifying that you thought she was at the door, that part is true. Yeah. So exactly what I said. I experienced something. I did experience something, but what I attributed experience to is incorrect. That's what I'm saying. Like when people say they have personal experience of a God, I don't deny that you're having a personal experience. I'm denying what you attribute it to. But a tribulation and experiences are two different things.
Right, but it goes back to my point. Just because you had an experience doesn't mean what you experience is true. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the other thing that you have to take into consideration is the most powerful experience that you have is the fact that you're here.
Okay.
Like the fact that you're here and that you're breathing, like that in itself is an undeniable truth. And if anybody tells you that, like, if you go into a room of 10 people and you and I are standing there and we can all see you clearly, and one person is saying, yo, he's not here, that's not an objective truth because you're in that room.
Of course.
Right? The minute you enter into this world, something external brought you into here. Now, how people define God or how they talk about God, that's where the disconnect comes in. Because like we as people, we don't like the idea that perhaps,
Hold on, not your turn yet, Memo. Go ahead. Exactly.
Like we as people, we don't like the idea of something bigger than us that we can't understand, right? This is what I find hilarious is when people get online and they talk about like God said this, God said that. Like you were not there at the beginning when all of this was made. You weren't. The only objective truth that you have is that something put you here because you're here and you're breathing and you're having this conversation with me.
It's called procreation. His parents had sex and they made him, and that's why he's scared.
But something put the parents there.
Right. So exactly.
Parents put the parents there.
Parents there. Exactly. Right. So exactly. So exactly what Chelsea said, and I'm promising to get to the panel. I'm gonna let you guys go in because I have about 2 more minutes with exactly. Then I'm gonna get you guys in. All right. So yeah. So exactly what put me here was exactly what Chelsea said. My parents. You know what I mean? And their parents before them, et cetera, et cetera. When you said that we weren't there to see the world be made, yeah, sure, that's true. We weren't there, right? So why would we then believe that it was a God then?
Because something put you here, and you said your parents, but at some point, so if you're gonna do that, you enter the argument of infinite regression.
Not really.
You do, because okay, so who put your parents there? You're gonna say, oh, their parents, and
their parents, and their ancestors, yeah.
So at some point, where does the beginning of that start?
It's called evolution. Humankind, we evolved.
Okay, fine. You want to take it back there, and you want to go a whole Big Bang thing. Here's the issue with the Big Bang theory. It requires space, time, and matter, right? Well, if there's no space, where are you going to put the matter?
There was space.
No, it doesn't.
Listen to the whole thing. It says in the beginning, which means that there was a starting point, because to begin at something means you have to start at a point in time.
Why would we believe Genesis 1?
Huh?
Why would we believe Genesis 1?
No. Okay, I'm saying if fine. If you want to talk about space and time and matter, the minute you say time, that means that there was a starting point. It means that there was a
no, it doesn't.
All right. So when it comes to the big, I got you, Kay. So because y'all, it's y'all turn anyway. I'm gonna bring y'all in. All right. So exactly, we're about at 30 seconds. So I'm gonna bring in the rest of the panel. Okay. When it comes to the Big Bang, what a lot of people like, it sounds counterintuitive, right? Because the Big Bang is supposed to be like kind of quote unquote the beginning of time, but we know that the universe was in a hot, dense state. So obviously there was space, right? So in a space time is one thing, then that means that time could necessarily be eternal. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's that's just what the math leads us to, right? But when it comes to that, I think the rest of the panel is a little bit more educated than me when it comes to that, especially Sean. But I'm gonna let them go. Whoever wants to go first, you guys can ask questions or anything like that.
I'll go. There's a lot of misconceptions about the Big Bang, and
I haven't had a chance to speak. This came on. I haven't had a chance to speak at all.
Hey, all right. It's not your turn yet. Not your turn yet. Word of God. Not your turn yet. All right. I'll get to you. I promise. Go ahead, Sean.
So the Big Bang only posits that at one point the universe was in a hot, dense state. I hear a background noise. Is that just me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no problem. It just states that at one time the universe was in a hot, dense state. Cosmologists don't know what was before. They're currently working on it. There's a lot of cosmological models, some of them with a finite universe, a lot of them with a infinite universe into the past. Yes, it may be that there's an infinite regress into the past. We don't know yet. And I can give you citations from Dr. Brian Greene, Dr. Sean Carroll, Brian Cox, Alan Guth, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and others. It's an unknown in cosmology. Now, you can believe it's finite, and it may be, but we don't know yet. So that can't really be a premise for your argument.
Here's why it's a premise. Because the minute that you say that there was, chemicals or whatever that exploded, you introduce the idea. Hold on, please just let me finish the whole.
Okay, go ahead.
You introduce the idea of matter. And if you say that space came into existence once the Big Bang Theory happened, it means how could space have existed? Where did the matter exist?
We didn't. That's not what the Big Bang says. And also, there wasn't matter in the beginning. I think that happened like 300,000 years later. The first one being hydrogen, and then helium, and then I'm not a cosmologist, but I'll only speak to the things I know.
Wait, matter?
What's that?
I don't mean to interrupt, but aren't the particles matter?
Well, no, I'm saying those atoms actually formed later. Beyond and anything beyond that, you should talk to an actual cosmologist. There's a guy named Dr. Blitz who would be happy to have a conversation with you. He does lives on TikTok where he talks to believers, and he's way more qualified than I am. I'm just an enthusiast, but I can tell you right now, cosmologists don't know if the universe goes infinitely into the past. Most of them tend to lean that way, but some think it's finite, what have you. But they don't know right now. They're still working on it. And these are guys that have learned super high levels of mathematics and physics and studied this stuff for decades. They can't figure it out, which means you or I certainly can't figure it out either.
But that introduces the same concept as, like, when you ask why should we believe in a God?
Right.
Why should we believe a cosmologist who entered the same three-dimensional world as we did and have the same limited tools and the same limitation? Like, I can't see into the next reality because I'm not there yet. And I can't see into the previous reality as when this all started because I wasn't there. So why do we believe them who came into the same three-dimensional world?
Believe them about what? They're not making claims. They don't make claims about things that they don't know. That's the nature of the universe and how far back it goes, if it's infinite. That is a current frontier of science. Right. But you're saying, why should I believe them? You go to experts in fields that require expertise. Are you going to let your plumber do heart surgery on you? Or are you going to let a medical doctor? If your transmission fails, what's that?
I think you misunderstand what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is, when you enter this world, right? When you enter this world, like, let me try to think of the best analogy for this. When you like, if you, what's a good analogy? If let's say you put a cat in a box and you put the lid on the box, right? Like let's say a kitten is just born, and I'm gonna throw throw science out the window for this example. It's the only thing I can think of. It might not make any sense, but I'm gonna try.
And is the cat both alive and dead at the same time?
No.
Sorry, it's a physics joke. Schrodinger's cat. Go ahead.
No, it's like, so we'll say a cat is like in a box, and somehow like food comes to it. It never sees the outside world or whatever. Like, and it just exists within this box, right?
Right.
Because it can't see anything outside of that box, right? It can't see anything outside of that box,
right?
If we're gonna add a second cat, right? And let's say the second cat comes up to it and says, "Hey, like this box was created by something called a human, and like I did this research, but that second cat was existed within the same box as that first cat." How can that first cat verify what that second cat is saying if they exist within the same plane?
I don't. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but the time to believe. Look, do you care about aligning your beliefs with reality as much as possible?
My beliefs.
Like believing as many true things and as few false things as possible. Is that something that's important to you?
I'm gonna say that's a loaded question because belief and reality is different. They're different.
A loaded question is a question with a disputed premise, but I'm just saying, like, I care about believing true things and not believing false things. If you care about aligning your beliefs with reality as much as possible, you have to get really comfortable with saying, I don't know. There's a lot of things that we don't know. The time to believe something is when there's sufficient evidence to believe it. If the cat was only exposed to the inside of that box, yes, there's a lot that it doesn't know on the outside. That's pretty amazing. But the time for it to rationally justify to believe, to come up with what's outside of the box is when it gets evidence for that thing. Otherwise, it's not going to believe that there's a carpet and a sink and everything else. It might believe in unicorns, or it might believe in all kinds of craziness that doesn't actually exist outside of that box. So that cat should just say, I don't know what's outside of this box. Let's try to find out and try to dig their way out of the box.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I don't disagree with that. I think having a space for curiosity where you can learn and you can grow is important. Yeah. But I think the limitation with that is if if you're trying to study something outside of a reality, and when I have to say reality because this is the reality. Like you and I were having this conversation.
Yeah, you mean the natural world, right?
Right. We live in the same world. The limitation is we can only study things in this reality from within this reality because it's here.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And one possibility, though, that you haven't shown me I can rule out is that this world is all that there is. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying that's all I have evidence for is this natural world.
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. Like exactly, I get where you're coming from, right? But once you start making claims that there's something outside of this natural world, then it's proper to ask you for evidence for it. And if you don't have that, then there's no reason to believe it.
I think the evidence for that is all around us. Like babies, for example, there was a point in time, like if you guys have kids if all of you guys have kids or whoever in this conversation has kids, there was a point in time where your child did not have a body. It did not exist. It wasn't here. And you could say, yes, the parent like procreated and had, but somewhere that the physical parts of that baby, the liver, the lungs, the skin came into this, but where did the consciousness
they developed? That's not evidence for a God.
Y'all are slow at this point because y'all keep talking about the God of the gaps fallacy. He said, can you give me a good reason to believe in your God? And y'all resort to the trees. We don't know where this come from.
Make it make sense.
We don't know where this come from. And I know my parents had sex, but I was in the ether somewhere. God created, like, come on, y'all. Like, stop. Y'all are resorting to religious dogma and trying to it's like a desperate attempt to just try to justify this deity to yourselves and others. Like, okay, you're talking about the God of the gaps fallacy. We know what that is.
I think that can help. Exactly.
Am I up yet? I mean, everybody's talking to everybody and having an opportunity to speak.
I got you. No, that is fair. That is fair. All right. So, word of God. I know that you think you gave us a good reason to believe in a God. Are you at least 18?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool. I am just. Are you at least 18? And do you think you gave us a good reason to believe in a God?
Yes, yes, I think I can.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
And okay, cool. And Ray of Light, are you still there? And are you 18? And do you think you give us a good reason to believe in a God? You there, Ray of Light? Ray of Light, you there?
Hey, Dreadful.
What's going on, Dreadful? What's going on, brother?
Hey, y'all. How are you?
All right. Ray of Light, you there?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put myself up in your in the chat. You can take me down.
Okay, not a problem. I appreciate you, Ray of Light. All right, y'all. Free box. I'm gonna bring somebody else up. All right, so that's fair. So exactly. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to you in a second. I know word of God like to speak.
Well, I'm gonna make another free box. How about that?
Cool. All right, cool. So, word. All right, so word.
That went nowhere. Anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't getting anywhere soon. All right, so word. How's it going? What is a good reason for us to believe in a God?
Well, the first thing you got to understand is that Revelation 12:9 says the Archangel Michael kick Satan in heaven to the earth, he deceived the whole world.
The Bible is not evidence, it's a claim.
He brought a third of the angels with him in the earth.
All right. So hold on.
Okay, the Bible is not, it's not
word
evidence, it's
is
a
a claim.
claim.
All right, so
They
word.
ask for evidence.
All right, so word. I'm gonna go ahead and pause you real quick, okay? I understand that you would like to go to the Bible, but we don't care what the Bible says. That's number one. Number two, a Bible is a claim. And number three, we don't want to hear preaching. All right. So when you say the Bible says this, that, and the third, and the Archangel Michael, fuck Michael. We don't care about that. What's a good reason to believe in a God?
Well, I ask you a question. What is your existence? Do you breathe? I mean, what the breath is the word of God.
I'm obviously breathing right now.
When you breathe,
I'm obviously breathing right now. Yes.
Breathing.
The tree.
Your breath. Can you exist without your breath?
No, I can't.
Oxygen.
We can exist. We can't exist without our breath, but we can exist without your God. Prove
Yeah, exactly.
your God exists.
The trees. Watch you start talking about the God of the gaps fallacy. Look around. Look at the trees.
That's exactly what he
Where he's about to go to. Yeah, exactly. Please don't go to look at the trees.
Mosquitoes and birds.
I think I can.
The trees. Everything
First of
around
all,
you is
we all are
evidence.
gods. First of all, and we live in a simulation.
Okay.
It's not real. It's a simulation. Matrix you're living in. It's a matrix.
All right.
Okay, you sound crazy. Okay,
Yeah, he's
crazy
that man sounds off as hell. All right, so this nigga think we in the Matrix. Am I Neo?
I'm like, so,
am I gonna be dodging bullets?
With the word of God needs. So, so in translation to everyone on the panel, the word of God needs to go take his medicine. We don't argue with crazies up here.
You mind if I read off what an argument from an incredulity fallacy?
Yeah, go ahead and read that off, please, because a lot of them are doing it.
Yeah. So, hey, if you're in here arguing for a God, I'm going to read off the argument from an incredulity fallacy or personal incredulity. Is a logical fallacy where someone concludes a claim must be false or true simply because they find it difficult to believe, understand, or imagine instead of relying on evidence, e.g., look at the trees. How did we get here? Why is there something rather than nothing?
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're using an argument from incredulity to try to prove you're God, that's a special category of argument from incredulity that's called the God of the gaps fallacy. The gaps of our knowledge, that's where you try to plug God into.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
I just want to say, I'm like mod announcement. So we're at 16K, 16.5K. I want us to be at 20K within the next 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. Let's give
it. And I think that's reasonable. And if not, I'm going to turn the comments off. And Volsi will tell you I don't play.
She will. All right. So, hey, not one of them. I've already invited you up because you asked if I want to talk about a soul. And sure, I'll talk about a soul with you. So I already invited you up, not one of them. So don't stay in the comments. You asked me, so I'm bringing you up. So go ahead and come on up. All right. So not one of them. I'm going to invite you one more time. And if you're not up here within the next 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to leave that free box for you. If you're not in the next 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and just block you from the live. All right, guys, just a quick commercial break.
He literally does not practice hoodoo. Does not practice voodoo.
Yeah, I don't practice voodoo. All right, guys.
He's an atheist.
Yeah,
that was my bad. I was thinking about my would be my ancestral practices.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
No, all good.
With the hood, I'm like, wait.
Hello to the family. All good. All right. So, just a quick commercial break, guys. I do appreciate you all. Shout out to everybody watching me on Deconstruction Junction. You guys are amazing. We had a lot of views right now. Run it up. Shout out to everybody's watching me on Volsi Thoughts right now. Run it up. We're at a lot of views. Shout out to you, Resist. I appreciate you there, and shout out to you, Dade Murphy, Dade County. I appreciate you there as well. And shout out to the Black Atheist Coalition. You guys are amazing. If you're watching me from Twitch, I appreciate you watching me from Twitch. You guys are amazing. All right.
And just for clarification, y'all, it would make more sense, just so y'all know, if Volsi did practice Haitian voodoo than practicing Christianity.
Yeah,
that makes a lot more sense, actually.
It would.
I don't know where you thought you ate with that, but
yeah, exactly. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling and keep it moving. Sunshine, how's it going, Sunshine? Sunshine, are you at least 18? And can you give us a good reason to believe in a God?
I'm 18.
All right, great. Can you give us a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah. I got a question for you, really.
Sure.
So I can understand. If you don't believe in a God, what do you believe in?
I believe that black women are the most beautiful women on the planet.
Me too.
I believe the children are the future. If you teach them well, they can lead the way.
Let them lead the way.
That's what I believe. You got to show them all the beauty they possess inside, and you got to give them a
Give them the
sense of pride.
strength. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Whitney has one of the greatest voices of all time.
How did we get here? Like,
wait, hold on. You asked two different questions. Do you want to know why are we here, or how did we get here? Which one do you want to know?
Yes. Why are we here?
All right, so we're here. I know what I'm here. I'm here to become a therapist and to help out young black men in our community. That's why I'm here.
Do you believe that's the reason for life? Like you were sent, or you're here?
That's the reason for my life, because I know it's the reason for my life because that's why I made that the reason for my life. Like, we don't have to have
just for clarity.
So we just had to.
I couldn't help it.
You just had to do that.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead. Show them all the beauty.
Come on, y'all. Wave the hands, y'all. Wave the hands.
Got the hands going. Break it down with me.
Oh, bad. Yeah, that is a classic. That is a classic. All right.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. All right. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Okay, so Sunshine. Let's be fair. You're gonna talk to me for a few minutes, and then the panel is gonna jump in. All right, Sunshine. All right. So, here's what I would say. All right. Because what you're asking is an overall reason for all of humanity. Right. I don't think that exists, right? Because I think we make our own purpose, we make our own meaning in life, right? And I think as long as you're not harming anybody else, then you can live your life with your own meaning. We can make our own meaning. We don't need some, galactic super wizard to give one for us.
Do you believe you are a god?
No, I'm not a god. Well, actually, according to my wife, I am, but yeah.
Okay. I really appreciate this. I've been doing some searching myself recently, so I really enjoy your program. This is for.
I caught that.
I know. Yeah.
So this for my.
You're nasty.
Let's Sunshine go. Let's Sunshine go.
Actually, why would you say it on TikTok?
Let's Sunshine go. Let's Sunshine go. Go ahead, Sunshine. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sunshine, because they talking about grown up stuff, and I don't want to. Yeah, go ahead, Sunshine.
So I don't believe there's a God because there must be there must be something that brought us here, and we don't understand what it is because it's beyond our comprehension. But I do believe there's a reason why we're here, and we didn't just come here by ourselves. And I also do believe I seen you got rid of the guy that was here earlier because he said you're in a major. I also
Matt, can you mute?
Thank you so much, Mike. All right. So Sunshine, you said that you believe in a God because you think that we're all here for a reason. That's all good and well, right? You can believe that we're all here for a reason. Right. What I'm saying is that if you believe that, right, you have to actually show that a God exists first, and that you actually and that God even gave us a reason for our existence. And how do you show that?
I can't show it, like nobody can show us that because it's beyond our comprehension. But I mean, there's so many things here that you cannot prove. You can't prove it's here, but you can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? Also,
wait, hold on. Back up. I can't prove what?
You can't see or prove gravity, and there's so much things here that we don't really understand.
Yes, you can prove gravity.
You can prove gravity. We can measure its
proving.
We can measure its effects. We can prove that.
Well, yeah, you could, but some people, they're saying there's no gravity. Some people say there is, but
yeah, the people who say that
but they're
and if they say there's no gravity, they're wrong.
Yeah, if they're saying that there's no gravity, then they're just wrong. They're kind of stupid because we can measure its effects. We know it's all around us.
We can calculate it to precision. They can predict when there's a comet flying like millions or billions of miles away, what trajectory it's going to get based on how close it gets to whichever bodies, celestial bodies are out there and how much mass they have, calculating the angle. So gravity is not in question.
Okay.
Right.
No.
Now, what you can say is that we haven't found a gravity particle. Yeah, that's one of the big mysteries of that's one of the biggest mysteries of physics right now. Where is the gravity particle? We have no clue. We don't know. But if that doesn't mean that gravity itself doesn't exist, because we know that it does, right? But what I'm saying is that you have to actually. I know that we can't disprove a God, right? There's no way to do that. But just because we can't show something to not be true doesn't mean that it suddenly is. For example, you can't show that there's not a pink unicorn in the middle of Saturn right now. Are you going to believe in a pink unicorn in the core of Saturn? Of course you're not. You know what I mean? So just because we can't show it to not be true doesn't mean that it suddenly is.
So can I speak on that? Because I think that one of the things that he was saying about, for example, and you touched on it a little bit.
So yeah, Sunshine, you go ahead and respond to that because it's not your turn, Mac.
I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I didn't. I was interrupted. I forgot the chain of where we was at. But I'm thinking we are actually here in a program, and I do believe there is a programmer. It has to be a program. That this is
okay. Why do you think that? What's the evidence of that?
I mean, there's no evidence that there's no God. You can't prove to me that there's not a God.
Right, but just because there's no evidence that there isn't doesn't mean that there's evidence that there is. That's not how that works.
Exactly. So you're not right and I'm not right. You know what I'm saying? We're both speculating on something that we don't understand.
Right, but what I'm saying is that because I don't have any evidence that is true, I'm not going to believe it. For example, if I were to tell you that I have $50 million in Nassau, Bahamas, quit your job and follow me there, are you going to believe me just because I said so?
No, I'm not going to believe you. And if I have 50,
because there's no evidence that I do have it, right?
Right,
exactly. So if so when it comes to the God proposition, if there's no real evidence that is actually true, why believe it?
But there's no evidence that it's false. So why do you believe it's false?
There's no evidence that it's false that I have $50 million in the Bahamas. So come follow me to the Bahamas. Yeah, you see how silly that is?
When do we get to chime in here?
You get to chime in when I say you get to chime in. Please stay on mute.
I'm thinking there has to be something. There's an explanation. There has to be an explanation. I don't have an explanation, but there
has to be an explanation for what exactly?
For us being here, for this world to be here, for this universe.
There is, cosmology, evolution, there's explanations there.
So this all came from nothing.
No one said that. I didn't say that.
So
it came from something. It came from something.
What's this thing? What's this thing?
Like, for example, what thing?
It
Like,
doesn't have to be a God, though.
Like what? When you say something, hold on, Sunshine. When you say something, what exactly are you talking about? When you said this had to came from something, are you talking about the earth? Are you talking about humankind? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It's something. I can't say it's a person. It's the earth's humankind, but it's
Sunshine. Try to understand what I mean. When you say all this has to come from somewhere, are you talking about all of existence? Are you talking about humans? Are you talking about the earth? What are you talking about? All of existence? Okay. All of existence, as far as we know, started at the
earth.
Right. All of existence, as far as we know, started at the Big Bang, and we don't know what started the Big Bang or what created it. But that's where everything started from, as far as we know.
Okay. No, you haven't seen the Big Bang. You have no evidence of the Big Bang.
Yeah, we do.
Why do you believe in the Big Bang?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do, actually. We do.
Okay.
You ever heard of the cosmic microwave background radiation?
No.
The cosmic microwave background radiation is that when scientists look out into space, they can see that space is expanding. So if you reverse the clock, obviously everything was at one point one time.
don't think scientists has the capability of understanding the universe. It's too huge. So that's all research.
Right. We don't have the capability of understanding the entire universe, but we can make some. We can make a lot of observations that turn out to be true in our predictions.
Right, but the truth doesn't is a variable because we believe the world was flat. Then all of a sudden,
and then it was proven to not be true. So people do not believe that, and people who do believe, and the people who are flat earthers that do believe that are looked at as crazy.
Yeah,
right. I mean, people do believe it's flat. People do believe it's round,
and they're wrong, son.
The flat earthers are wrong, bro.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
Okay, go ahead.
Earlier days, everybody, it was written in the textbooks that the earth was flat, and that's
no, it wasn't.
Everybody, yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
The earth was first flat. This is
which textbook says that?
I read history books and did research saying that.
There were history books that says that people believed that the earth was flat, but no textbook said that. Once universities and places of learning started, none of them said that. The Greeks, the Egyptians, the West Africans, the Indians, the Japanese, they all knew that the earth was spherical. They predicted it a long time ago. Why? Because when you're in different parts of their country, they see that the shadow is either longer or shorter when you're in different parts of their land. So that's how they predicted that the earth had to be round.
I do believe there is a God. Some people might think it's a God that's in the sky that comes down. I believe there's a God that's inside of me. I do believe I'm God and you're God, and we have God within us, and our God.
Okay, I'm like not one of those types. Oh my.
All right, guys. No. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it moving.
I had to do with OC. I had to do it.
We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. All right. So Ronnie, are you a friendly of mine, Ronnie?
I think so.
Ronnie, you can come off mute.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, are you a friendly of mine? Are you at least 18? And did you want to give us a good reason to believe in a God?
Yes, I'm over 18, and no, I don't believe a God exists.
Gotcha.
But I'm not saying that there isn't a God. But
okay, gotcha.
I've been listening to you, but I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. So
gotcha. Possibly. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm like to all the Christians.
The fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God! Stop fucking lying!
All right.
Literally.
All right. So user 27, are you there?
Hello.
All right. What do we call you?
User is fine.
All right, user. Are you at least 18? And did you want to give us a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm over 18, and I would say a good reason to believe in God is just a simple contingency argument.
Okay, cool. Be patient with me, okay? Be patient with me, because the person beneath you, Be Baptized, has been crashing out for the past 20 to 30 minutes, and I want to give them their chance, all right? But I promise, user 27, I'm going to get back to you. All right, Be Baptized.
He or she definitely has been crashing out and tried to come for me, and so I'm like, so I hope Baptist can keep a crew, because I hope Volsi, I could definitely read like an old Baptist church lady.
Oh, I already know.
Play with me.
I already know. All right, so Be Baptized. It's going to be me and you for the next 10 minutes. All right, everybody's going to mute up, and everybody's going to give me and you a chance to talk, because I know you're over 18, and you said that Haitians follow Christ. I say that Haitians know that it was Christians who enslaved us. So why should Haitians follow them? Go ahead, Baptized.
Why should Haitians follow them? Do you know that people are able to manipulate scripture?
Yeah, I know.
You know that me, I'm African American, right? And I'm born in America, and a certain group of people was able to manipulate scripture to enslave African Americans. You know that's true, right?
Well, they didn't manipulate anything. It's in Leviticus.
We know that white people in America were able to manipulate scripture to lie to a whole bunch of black people.
Then
about
manipulated. They use scripture.
They use scripture. Baptized. So baptized. You have read Leviticus 25:44, right?
Well, yes, I have read Leviticus, but that's not what I was speaking about, right? What was we just speaking about?
All right. You said that people twisted scripture in order to enslave African people and bring them here to the Americas and to the Caribbean and South America, right? So yeah, we get that there were some parts of the Bible that they took out, like the liberation parts and stuff like that. But they also use objective scripture, such as Leviticus, such as verses in Ephesians, where it says that slaves follow your master, et cetera, in order to keep up slavery. So there are verses in the Bible that condone and promote slavery. Leviticus being one of the main ones, and that's one of the main ones that they use in order to enslave us.
That's very true, but at the same time, are you refuting what I'm saying? Where they're not slave owners that were manipulating scripture in slavery?
No, they were not manipulating scripture. They were following scripture. They were following.
Hold on, guys. Everybody, hold on, because it's me and him for the moment. I promise I'm gonna let y'all in. All right, but go ahead, be baptized. So I'm saying that again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. But like I said, like I'm an African American in Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
So like I'm in the last plantation, the plantation state, and I think people don't realize how powerful scripture is and how slave owners were able to manipulate scripture, just like so-called pastors in churches today manipulate scripture to trick so many people. It happens.
All right. Well, my question is, how were they manipulating scripture when Leviticus clearly gives clear instructions on slavery, and Ephesians, I think it's either Ephesians or Matthew, I forgot which verse, but it clearly says to slaves to obey their masters, even the cruel ones, etc.
Yes, that's very true. But does it give slave owners the right to hang people and kill them and do all type of things to them?
No, of course not.
Eat them.
Hold on, Sean. Yeah, of course. It doesn't say to strange fruit them. It doesn't say that, but it does give them to right, just like how Sean said, to beat them, and if they don't pass away within a few days, then the slave owner doesn't get punished.
So you mean to tell me God gave precise rules on what to do, right?
Rules on what to do. But the problem that I'm having though, baptized, is that is slavery incorrect or not? Is it immoral? And if it is immoral, why would God let it happen?
Because of idol worship.
Hey, fuck you, bitch ass nigga. Get that yam off your face.
Yeah, go ahead, drop him, please.
I guarantee you in real life, you ain't like that.
Thank you.
Of course they're not like that. They're never like that in real life. But
we know they just need attention, be baptized.
Actually, don't know. They could be very serious.
No, they're not like that, baby.
They're not.
They hide behind computers and kitten profiles and everything like that. They're not like that. They just need a way or an outlet to express their frustration of, their mom taking their phone away or taking their Game Boy away or something like that. They're not like that, babe.
Exactly, not like that.
And I'm like, in Baptist, I'm African American as well, and I can tell you that everything that Vosi is saying here is correct, even in the Black American context of slavery. Like, I don't know what.
Did you hear what I said though?
Right. So
I heard what you said. No one was manipulating scripture though. They were following. Scripture. They were following it.
People like Charlie Kirk existed as slave owners back then.
Right, of course. So baptized. What I'm saying,
still were following what was in the book.
Right, exactly. So baptized. Hold on, baptized. If they weren't baptized, hold on, baptized. Let me just baptized. Hold on, baptized. Listen. Baptized. Hold on, listen. If they weren't following what's in the book, why did they use the book to justify themselves?
Because the book is still truth. Why people can manipulate scripture just like the pastors manipulate scripture in the church.
Is slavery okay or not, Baptist? I'm just gonna ask you flat out.
I'm gonna tell you like this, right? If
no, it's a yes or no, brother. Is it immoral to own human beings as property? Yes or no?
It all depends where the authority comes from.
I'm like, it's a yes or no question.
Because it goes like this.
If men did it,
okay, I'm gonna drop you then.
All right, we don't do that slave apology stuff. That's not okay. Slavery is immoral.
Because we're not doing that slave apology stuff.
It's not okay.
No.
And y'all, there was no manipulation of scripture. If you go to Deuteronomy, if you go to Leviticus, you will see that there's explicit laws about enslavement. They just use this book to justify it. They use this book to justify it as along with the papal bulls, the Dum Diversis of 1452 by Pope Nicholas V to go authorize Portugal, where the enslaved trade originated, authorized Portugal to go into different nations and pillage people, and to maim people, and to rape people, and to enslave people, traffic people. So don't try, just because you are emotionally intertwined with this religion. And I'm a Black American from the South too. I've been here since the 1600s, from the deep South. So it's okay, just because we've been indoctrinated in this to make us docile, to make us more palatable for our enslaver, for the trafficker. That doesn't mean we get to cling to it now. That doesn't mean that it was manipulated. It was used for the purpose of enslavement. We have to, that don't spread misinformation like that. And enslavement is not okay. And I just don't understand, as a Black American man on this panel, why would you even try to justify enslavement? You're not a Black Hebrew Israelite. You're not from the Levant region. Why would you want to identify with your oppressor? That right there that's not a good look.
Not a good look at all.
This is what you're giving. Hold on.
Do it spirit for his own good. I don't want no trouble. Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your hand, boss.
Okay.
My goodness.
I ain't got time for it.
Yeah, exactly. I do not have time for that.
I like her, Bossy.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah, I ain't got time for it. And I'm sorry I couldn't get y'all in there. I was just trying to get them to the point, but y'all did get there. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna talk to them for a few minutes, and I promise I'll get y'all in there. Right? I promise. All right. So user 27, is your turn to shine. You said that the best argument is the contingency argument. We're gonna go ahead and talk for about 10 minutes. And then everyone else will go ahead and talk to you next. All right. I promise I'm going to get y'all in. Kay, Dreadful, Chelsea, and Sean, I'm going to get y'all in right when I'm done with user. All right. All right. So user, let's go ahead and talk for about 10 minutes. The contingency argument is basically what?
I'd say it's the best argument. It's a simple argument.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I've heard the argument for contingency, but go ahead and remind me again.
Yeah, so I'm contingent. The world's made of contingent things.
Oh, that.
Yeah. For contingent things to actualize, right? They need an explanation amongst themselves. World's made up of contingent things, i.e., necessary being, which is non-contingent, to actualize contingent world.
Why is the universe contingent on a necessary being?
Because that would be the only explanation for anything to exist.
It wouldn't be the only explanation. It could be a natural process that we don't understand.
It would still have to be non-contingent, right? So,
right. So
when you say natural process, I think the supernatural natural distinction is like, it doesn't. I don't believe in a crazy distinction there, because under my semantics, if it's the case it occurred, right? It naturally exists. It naturally occurred.
Right. So I guess the hair split that we're having here is this non-contingent thing you're talking about. Is it like a being, like a person, like a thing that has will? Like conscious will, like how I can lift my hand right now? Is it like that? Or is it like a simply like a process, like the water cycle, essentially, where there's no will there, just happens because of physics?
I would say I'm Christian. I believe in the Christian God. This argument doesn't dive into mind, etc. What is saying here is there is an eternal being that actualizes contingencies.
Right. So when we talk about eternal being, like for example, I can accept that the universe needs an explanation, of course, because it needs an explanation. There has to be a reason why the Big Bang and all that started, right? Well, now what I'm saying is that could be simply a natural process that we simply don't understand. Like, for example, humanity didn't understand why it rained before, right? But now we understand that the reason for why it rains is the water cycle. It's not Zeus making it rain. You feel what I'm saying? So when it comes to the universe in of itself, it could be something natural that we simply don't understand, right? It doesn't have to be some being that snapped things into existence because it felt like it or whatever. Like, there's no reason for us to believe that. There's no evidence for it.
Well, by being, it's a state of existence. So there's something that exists that's non-contingent.
Right, how do we know
if you
that's
want to
true?
say it's natural, if you want to say it's natural, supernatural, it doesn't matter. What the conclusion is the only explanation is that there is something that that is non-contingent, that necessarily exists for anything else to exist.
Why can't that just be space-time?
If you want to say that space-time is non-contingent, that's perfectly fine. There's a lot of naturalist pantheist views.
Right. So if it's space-time, then no reason to believe in a God, because space-time is a natural part of our universe.
Yeah, but I would argue that space and time are contingent. So I would disagree with you there. But if you want to say they're non-contingent, I mean, we only have 10 minutes. It's hard to do like a proper fleshed out argument.
Right. But they're contingent on what exactly?
Can space exist without time?
Not as far as we know, no.
So on each other.
Yeah, I mean, because space-time is
they're contingent on each other, making themselves.
What I'm saying is space-time is one thing. Like, they're not separate. They're one thing.
Okay, so basically you're saying it's a manifold. Space-time is a manifold.
That's
when you say it's one thing, you're referring to science, space-time, manifold, right?
Yeah, that's what you're. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so if you want to say the universe, space-time is the grounder of all of these contingencies that necessarily exist, that's fine. I would say that's more of a naturalist pantheist view than an atheist view. A majority of atheists would not concede to that point, but would say that an infinite regress of contingencies isn't logically impossible.
That's not. But what I'm trying to say is that when you say that there's something that's necessary that has to exist for existence, for the universe to exist, that could just simply be space-time.
Well, that would be the non-contingent thing. Yeah, sure.
Right. All right. So that means that there could be a natural explanation for the universe. So a God isn't necessary.
I would say that's still a non-contingent necessary being. Space-time, does it have a state of existence?
I'm not sure if space-time is a state of existence. You should talk to Dr. Blitz.
Well, if
he knows more.
it's either space-time exists or it doesn't exist.
Space-time does exist, but
so it has a state of being. So the non-contingent being would be, under your purview, space-time.
Mm-hmm. Right. So when you say being, you just mean a thing that exists, right? They're not talking about like an agency.
Not necessarily. No.
All right. Cool. So like if the universe can exist without some sort of agency making it exist, then there's no reason to believe in a God.
Well, that's just a different God model, right? A naturalist pantheist view is still a God.
That's not a God, though. That's not a God. Space-time is not a God.
That would be a God concept in the fact that you're saying it is ultimate, it's non-contingent, and yeah, it would. If you look at natural pantheism, they would hold that being a God concept.
All right,
yeah.
so
that's why atheists say infinite.
If that's the case, if that's the case, then you're simply redefining God other than the classical definition that we have of a God, right?
So God's a title for different concepts. Yeah, this isn't a classical theist God, right? Under like an Abrahamic faith.
But I don't do that because that makes it completely useless, and we can define anything as a God. Like my laptop here could be God. Like it's kind of ridiculous. If we're just gonna go ahead and redefine things because it doesn't fit into the classical models of what we're talking about, then we get to a point where we're just wasting each other's time, right? Because what if I redefine God as, a being that wears glasses and is bald headed. Boom, I'm God. You see what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous.
It logically follows that would exist, right? So it is a title. There are God concepts. Majority hold them as something that is ultimate, like you said, non-contingent, necessary being. That is what holds the title of God. Now, does this necessary being have intention, have meaning? Is it all loving? That would be a different argument. I would have to give you a different argument.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're gonna be shifting these models, I can simply say my model of God is a being that wears glasses and is bald. Boom. Bow down and worship me, y'all. I'm God. That's ridiculous.
You could say, yeah, everything that exists is God. That is a God model, right? If it necessarily exists, if it's non-contingent, right? That's it. If you want to say God concepts are ridiculous, that's fine. But this is
I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, for example, if we're gonna move away from the classical model or the classical definition of a God, a being that is almighty, omnipotent, omnipresent, et cetera, disembodied mind, et cetera. But then when you say, okay, we're just gonna shift it to a non-contingent state of being, then like anything could be God at that point. And I could just simply redefine God again as a being that wears glasses and is bald. And that's going to be millions of us. I can be God too. You see what I'm saying? Like, what is the definition we're gonna go with here? We have no concrete way to define it at that point. We're just redefining it to fit into a model.
Yeah, because I had 10 minutes, I went for a more simple argument, right? Obviously, the God title is usually prescribed to what is ultimate under one's worldview.
Ultimate? Well, and when we say what is ultimate, like, what does that mean? Because what if I think that money is ultimate? Is the $1,000 in my bank account now God?
Again, if you define the term being God and your reference is X thing, you in theory, yeah, you can. Usually in formal debates, you'll agree on a like the concept of what you're defining.
All right, great guys.
Definition.
All right, so guys, God, as I define it, is a white iPhone case. Worship my iPhone case, guys.
Why is it got to be white? Why do we got to worship something white?
You got me there. You got me there. All right, so I think I'm out of time with user 27. Sean, Dreadful, K, or Chelsea, if you guys want to go ahead and talk.
First.
Yeah, go ahead.
User, your argument, you are, using this contingency argument that draws a distinction between something that is contingent and something that is necessary. And what you're doing is it's another, roundabout way of the God of the gaps fallacy to me. But it's a cosmological argument, but it relies on the assumption that everything can't be dependent on something else. I'm anti-absolute. Like, who's to say? We understand how universes rise and fall with the Big Bang Theory. We've been able to observe that. But who's to say that these things are necessary? Who's to say what's contingent and what is necessary? You get in a weird philosophical cosmological argument when you say that, when you say these things, when you try to draw a comparison to these things within itself. Like the tree exists, the planets exist, but they could not have existed according to you. But the only thing that you feel like is necessary and existed is this God, is this deity that you cannot explain, that you have you can't show any validity for, that you cannot show any reliability for. So who's to say that this God exists at all?
It's the thing, if contingent things exist, it relies on a non-contingent. The only thing that can explain itself would be a necessary being. Right? That's the whole point of the argument.
No, I'm anti-absolute. Like, how can you say if contingent things exist, it relies on a necessary? How you're relying on assumptions now? Like, you're relying on this theory that really the God of the gaps theory. Everything that exists has an explanation for its existence, either in its own nature, within itself, or are an external cause. Like I exist because my parents said they wanted to get together one night, listen to Luther Vandross in the late 80s, and here I am in all my glory. That's how I came to be.
I agree.
That doesn't mean that
elevated glory.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they're a God or this being.
Sorry, y'all. Give me a second.
Created me. It doesn't mean that, I spawned out of nothing. No, I was created through a whole lot of something.
Yeah, I agree that you're a contingent being. Contingencies exist in our universe, and that would require a non-contingent. I don't understand. The only other way to say this would you say an infinite regress of contingencies just exist just cause, with no explanation, resorting to some sort of brute fact that it is the case. Or you have an explanation, which is a necessary being. Those are the two views.
No, infinite regress is pretty much impossible once you think about things that we do not know as of late, things we do not know as of now. When we study cultural anthropology, we know that the people in what is known as Nigeria and Ghana now, they had to explain thunder. So they created a god, Oya. They created Shango. The Norse people, they had to create Thor. Like, it doesn't mean that we now know why thunder is what it is, but then they had to create things because they did not know how else to explain it. That's it. They didn't know how else to explain it. Like, we don't, right now where we are, we don't know how this universe spawned. In a way, we can observe other universes because the Milky Way galaxy is very small in comparison to our surrounding. We can go to NASA and read all of those theories, read all of those things, but it doesn't mean we get to regulate or delegate these happenings to a foreign god, to this god.
You said something interesting. Sorry to interrupt, but okay, if you say infinite regress is impossible.
I'm sorry, y'all. I like conversations like these.
No, I'll go.
I don't say it.
Yeah, this will be my last thing. I know you got a ton of guest hosts. If an infinite regress is impossible, and it is the case, contingent things exist. Contingent things are something that has an explanation. How does anything exist at all if it's not a necessary being or non-contingent thing actualizing the contingent exist? How would that even? What's the other option?
But you say these contingent things exist, without a necessary or with a necessary. We can explain these things from the knowledge that we know. I know that God did not create me. I know that my parents created me. In my realm, those were my necessaries. And their parents were their necessaries. And their parents were their necessaries. And we can explain it that way. We do not have to delegate a God, a being, a foreign being to these things. We do not have to think. We can just be practical. Look, Chelsea exists because these two people got together and fucked. And 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 one day when she was in the Navy, she got together with somebody and fucked and had her child. We can, it's so on and so forth. We can explain it that way. We do not, we don't know. So we're going to come up with infinite regress. We just don't know. It just over and we don't know. So we got to create the God of the gaps. Look at the trees, the oxygen, the shit. At one
Fair
point.
enough. Fair enough. I have to go. Thanks for having me, host. And you guys have a good one. Take care.
Of course.
All right, no problem. Of course. All right, guys.
Thank you for being so respectful, user.
I have no problem with an infinite regress. It may be the case that that's what we got.
Yeah, it could be the case that the universe cycles over again. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, Chelsea, I'm like, you are my new atheist good girlfriend, honey. Yes, because I just lived for that.
No, because I read about this stuff a lot, so I came to the same conclusion.
Yeah, and that made perfect sense.
No, I mean, it made perfect sense because he kept on going back to the, the contingent thing. Like there has to be something non-contingent that made contingency, but the universe itself could just be non-contingent. We have no idea. You know what I mean? We'll have to come up with another explanation.
The universe itself could be the necessary thing that's always existed. It could have an infinite regress within it. There could be something we can't even think of that started the universe. Just say, I don't know. Why make up like a conscious being who can do literally everything, knows literally anything, and is literally
But Sean, they try to do that, then it gets very complicated. Then we get to start talking about stargates and all these cosmological arguments that
I'm comfortable talking
all these
about those
fucking
things.
theories, but it gets so off topic from what is. We're
I got
just
you.
literally be talking about what
None
we
of
think,
them are cosmologists.
multi-universes and shit. Like it just gets so weird. Like it don't even have to be like that. Like, look, stop.
No, I got you.
Really weird. And that weirdo conversation, that's better suited for like in a fucking lounge or somewhere halfway high. It's not over here.
We're taking
This is
mushrooms.
what I
aside.
say. Like cosmologists haven't figured it out. I'm not. If they haven't, I'm not convinced you figured it out. When they figure it out, then I'll go with what they say.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it really is that simple.
I actually have
And
the
science
wrong
has to
one
update
here.
itself every 3 years. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We're constantly learning. It's like you have to have a thirst for knowledge, but you're not going to conflate there is a God. God is a necessary with something that is a cosmological argument that, it's a fucking theory. And people who don't know, they'll probably be confused in the comments like, what the hell are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? Just stick to what we can know, like stick to what we have discovered, what we have come up with. And there's no, God, this idea of a God didn't create no fucking trees. It didn't create this. It didn't create that. Like these are all theories. These are all just cosmological arguments for a deity's existence. And it's weak as shit. But people who have never heard of it, people who do not entertain these dialogue conversations, they just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do like someone said that the religion that Tolkien made in Lord of the Rings is probably the best one, which I agree. That is the best one. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and move on up. We're at 33K likes, and I appreciate it, Chelsea. Like that was wonderful. I appreciate you being here.
Let's get to 45K in the next 20 to 35 minutes.
Exactly.
If y'all don't do that, well, I'm just gonna turn the comments off.
Exactly.
Hopefully my phone doesn't overheat again and I get booted out because of that.
Yeah, my phone used to do that all the time, overheating shit. All right, so who we have on stage? Give me 1 second.
I want to hear
Andrea.
Ariel say the trees. I gotta go. Bro, I want to hear Ariel say that one.
Ariel, say that for us real quick.
The trees, Ariel.
The trees. No, I am in an Uber, so I can't stay, but I came up to, just in case y'all do run into those arguments again, y'all pretty much hit it on the head. Bossy, you said exactly what I came up here to say, but then Chelsea, and I think it was Sean, said the other two issues with the argument that he's presenting, but specifically what you said, Bossy, it's a fallacy what he's doing, because you're assuming, because everything that we quote unquote know about is contingent, that means the universe works the same way. And it's just an assumption. You're presupposing that, and that doesn't work. You can't do that. And then not only are you presupposing it, now you're assuming that not only is there a non-contingent, but it's a God. I didn't hear what religion he was, but especially if you're trying to label it as the Christian God or the Muslim God, like that is a problem. It doesn't work. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's a thinking agent that's all knowing, all powerful, and cares where I put my PP.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. But yeah,
I just have to say this is, anytime Christian women speak, this is what I hear.
He's a good man, Savannah.
He's a good man.
It's a good man, Savannah. No, Savannah told her OG, how come you don't fucking marry him then?
Whole time he married with kids. He talking about he a good man in a bad situation.
Dog, let me tell
Literally
you.
what's going on right now on my FYP with that college football, with that college coach, but that's a whole other conversation.
Oh yeah, that college coach. Oh man, that's crazy. Hey,
No,
Dr. Umar warned them. Dr. Umar warned them.
I think I'm serious. I've been thinking about this for a week. I think white coochie got something in it. It's something in there.
It's something.
And
Something.
I'm like,
One thing
what's going on?
I'm like, the one thing I will never feel bad with as a black male with one of these non-black preferences. Y'all will never give me the feel bad about
I think that I'm trying to tell y'all. I think when these coons,
I'll have to ask my brother-in-law.
But these people, they go crazy for it. They ruin their whole life for it. So I'm like, what's in it? Is it a narcotic? Like, what's in it?
There's something in there, bro.
My sister married a black man, a dude I used to work with. So I'm gonna have to like ask him, yo, is there something in it? I don't know.
But has he ruined his life for it, Sean?
No, she really actually improved his life. Like they're good for each other.
Okay, but I'm talking about these folks that just go out and ruin
their lives.
Life. And I'm like, why did you do that, sir?
I'm like,
no, my sister's like a high-level financial advisor.
Some of these people go out like, what's his name? Shannon Sharp ruined his life.
Ruined his whole life for OnlyFans girl. You know what's crazy? I'm sorry, Kay, I gotta mute you real quick. It's kind of loud. You know what's crazy? Like I was talking to my lady about this the other day, and I was like, "Hey, listen, if I ever get famous, I'm gonna stay away from Ariana Grande because whatever she got going on down there, I don't want no parts because she has these men going crazy. Yeah, no, these men be ruining their whole marriages and their whole lives to be with this girl. And I'm like, bro, what does she got going on? Because
for his 50th birthday, my sister bought him a $100,000 Mercedes. BMW SUV.
Oh, awesome!
It's an M car.
I'm
something.
Okay, Sean, but I'm looking at these people who just go from having it all in 24 hours at the soup line, at the just lost their life over some coochie. And I'm like, what's in it, sir? Let me know. You can tell me.
Hey, you know what? I've lost my mind for some coochie a couple times. I've
No,
learned
you
some hard
haven't,
lessons.
Sean. You have not lost your mind for some coochie.
Hey, in the past, I made some dumb decisions.
No, you probably made some stupid decisions.
No, like look, yeah, we can make dumb decisions. That's all gonna work. We can make dumb decisions, but like you ruined your whole life, you know, Sean. These guys are ruining their lives, bro.
Sean, say for instance, you a multimillionaire on Wednesday. By Friday,
hey, shut up,
you ain't got shit because of some white kryptonite coochie.
Yeah,
you know, he brought up Ariana Grande because he's not wrong, and it's specific because she is on a streak of getting these married men.
Yeah, divorce.
They throwing away their whole families.
Whole families, bro. I'm like, yo, whatever Ariana got going on, I'm staying away from because it's like, yo, you got something going on down there. How 3 men get divorced behind you? That's crazy. That is crazy.
I'm like, and mind you, no one's called her a 304 like they do Lord Harvey and other. I'm like, or Megan,
Will
or
Smith
other
wife
black
like that?
women celebrities, and that I'm like, and that's very telling because I've been clocked the fact that. I'm like these white women who are in these positions, they do not get the level of scrutiny that black women get.
I was gonna say that, yeah. Like Lori Harvey, like you brought up. Yeah.
And Lori Harvey ain't ruined nobody.
They are still crucifying, they are still crucifying Alicia Keys for that whole situation, and they ain't gave Ariana one bit of that smoke.
Let me tell you, I think it goes on more in like the white girl realm because like they was super mad at.
I was literally about to say that.
Yeah, I think it goes on more in that space because we're not in that space. You know what I mean? It goes on more in that space because.
Yep. They
because
her ass up, but it's them. That's why we don't see it.
Yeah, it's them. It's in that community. That's why we don't see it.
It's not in our community, so we're not exposed to it. We know how we treat our own and what our own go through. We don't know how they be talking about Ariana, but you slip off into white TikTok or have a white friend, they'll tell you. Yeah, she's
Yo, let me tell you, like I was on white girl TikTok when Taylor Swift dropped her new album, and when I say they was fighting each other, some people liking it, some people not liking it. She got a song about Travis Dangalang, and they was all pissed off.
It's just like how like Barbs will go at it, or like Cardi B fans will go. They do the same thing. It's just not we don't see it because we don't be over there.
Yeah, we don't be over that. We don't be over that.
Those are in-house conversations.
All right, guys. I think we did run out of guests. We did had one person, but he dropped out for some reason. I don't know why. But
that last guy, I'm pretty sure he told Chelsea to shut up.
feel like he was a troll.
He was a troll.
He was a troll. He was a troll.
Some names.
He said
All right.
You get a lot of trolls in here, man.
Yeah, of course. You know, it's because of this
All the
this
time.
handsomeness. You know
I'm
what I
like,
mean?
Yeah.
It's because of this chocolatey ball handsomeness.
They
You know?
really are obsessed. They are obsessed with you and my other mutual. I'm like the Ariel and I know Reggie. Obsessed.
They are obsessed.
I don't know
I'm
what it
telling you.
is with the trolling that y'all get, but it's so crazy.
Yo, let me tell you, they obsessed with me with the trolls, and the Christian men are obsessed with Christina. I understand Christina because you know she's gorgeous, but it's like they are obsessed with Christina. Truly Cosmic, they're obsessed with her too. You know what I mean? Thinker, they're always on there as well. They always obsessed with Thinker. Ariel, when you start going live, I'm telling you, they're gonna be in your lives like crazy.
Oh, I've been live. Trust me. That's why I don't go live anymore.
Whenever I can figure it out.
That's why I don't go live anymore because they're obsessed. And I mean it. You can ask Chelsea. I say it all the time.
I would say this about Ariel. I don't like when they come on her live because they like have a kink with her because Ariel's very attractive. They be wanting her to cuss them out. And the same thing with Petty. There was a guy every time she would cuss him out, he would be giggling. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you, what's going on? Like, it's a kink. And I'm like, Ariel, don't say shit to him. Just ignore him because they really be getting off. You gonna cuss me out? You gonna cuss me out? Like, damn, like, what is you, like, what's going on?
At least you could do is pay a girl first.
But you know they like it because they come back. Like I'll cuss them the
they
fuck out
thirst
and they'll
for
come
it.
back.
They love it.
They always come back.
How many men
could be your
cuss
thing.
out on Clubhouse
Cuss
that
men out
always
for
came back?
galaxies.
Say that again.
Charge these folks, to be honest, because they really like it. Like, I would charge them. Like, seriously, it's a kink of theirs. I would charge it.
It's definitely a kink. All right, guys.
I'm like, tell them how many times I crashed out on Clubhouse and the man kept on coming back.
Kept on coming back. The same person, the same guy. I think it was a guy named Maceo. He was always coming back. Like, bro, why do you always come back? She cuss you out every single time.
He gets off. He be having his member in his hand while she be cussing him out. He be laughing, giggling, just going at it. Come on, Kate. They be going at it. I'm serious, y'all.
Like,
people be into some things.
Knows I don't like him. Knows I don't. When I found that he was in your live early, I said, ew.
Well, he likes you.
Like, I still don't like you, bitch.
Hold on, I got one person to invite up.
Go away.
Hey, Belche, go ahead. Hold on, okay, give me a second. Hey, Belche, go ahead and come on up. I'll definitely talk about it, Belche. Go ahead and come on up, y'all. All right, Belche, how's it going?
Maybe.
Bien, hola, saca fed. All right, so Belche, how's it going? You, I think you are at least 18, and can you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
So you brought me up to ask me to give you a good reason
to believe in a God. Yeah, the prompt. That's what we're talking about.
No, I don't care if you believe in God.
I know it's not about about me caring or not. I'm asking, can you give me a good reason?
Oh, okay. No, I don't have a reason to give you because I don't care if you specifically believe in God.
All right. Do you want to save souls for the kingdom of heaven?
I don't want to save your soul.
Why not?
I don't know you.
So you have to know a person to save their soul. That's not what the Bible says.
Well, from the vibes that I got from this chat, I don't want to be a part of it.
I mean, like we could have a genuine conversation. We had one just a few minutes ago. I'm just asking you if you could give me a good reason to believe in a God. That's what I'm asking. If you could give me a good reason. Do you think you can?
Like you want to talk about scientifically?
Sure. If you have a scientific reason, let's talk about it. Well, what's the scientific reason?
Okay, there's a cause behind the Big Bang. Is the cause intelligent or not? More
we don't
than
know.
likely the cause
we don't
is
know.
Intelligent. I mean, more than likely it is.
Okay,
That's
sure. What's
inductive
the
reasoning.
gotcha? What's the evidence of that?
That the cause is intelligent?
Yeah, what's the evidence of that?
Okay. We see complex functional order in the universe. Complex functional order cannot arise without intelligence or design. So
Yes,
it's
it
more
can.
likely that there's intelligent. Oh,
Yes, it can.
give me an example.
Trees. Trees are complex.
Trees require. You consider trees like cars?
No, trees are not cars, but they're complex.
Okay, what is that?
You said that nothing in this universe. Hold on, wait, hold on. You said
definition of complex functional order, so you know.
So you said complex function and order can exist without intelligence. Trees are not intelligent, but they have complexity and they have order. So it can exist without it, can it?
Would you like my definition of complex functional order? Are you okay?
Are you? Are you okay? Like,
Are you
yeah, exactly. Why'd you? Hold on.
Why am I speaking to host?
Hold on. Bell, talk to me. So I just gave you a response, and you became condescending for no reason. That's why they're asking if you okay. Like there was no reason.
I asked you.
There was no reason for you to be condescending
because you're giving me an example of something that I didn't ask for. I'm asking.
Right. So your argument was. 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 Your argument was that things. So your argument was that things cannot arise with complexity, order, and design. Complexity, order, and function without intelligence. However. So there's a flaw in your argument there.
Hey, can I jump on real quick? You pause for a second. I just got like a minute or two.
Not yet.
Not yet. But let her go ahead.
So I asked you, would you like my definition of complex functional order?
Complex. Yeah, sure.
Okay, 1 second. Are you gonna big screen me or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second.
Y'all are poor representations of Christ. Like y'all just come up here with these attitudes and
You think about
being weird.
It's
really
Christians
odd.
night and day. Thank you.
Can you focus on the thing you're supposed to be getting?
Yeah, let's focus on the argument instead of being condescending and nasty, please. You're not.
Why do y'all get to bully Christians when we can't say anything in return?
I'm not bullying anybody. I'm just telling you. Let's focus on our conversation.
When y'all dogpile
I'm just saying. Let's focus on our conversation and not being nasty.
So
we can do
put
that.
muzzles on your dogs.
Don't call them dogs, please. Do not do that.
But
do not call them dogs. Do not insult my friend.
Because I'm gonna show you a bitch and I'm gonna put you in the pound, bitch.
Muffles on your
feel
dogs.
like-
You sick ass bitch.
Nobody's upset. I mean, I'm not upset by that because you're the Christian. Like, imagine coming in here being rude and condescending, and you're the one representing Christ.
Representation
like,
of
you're being
Christ
nasty.
talking about people put muffles on your dogs. You sick ass bitch. We can talk about
I'm like,
Christianity.
you are
We can
weird
talk
ass-
about
I'm
something
like, you
that
are
our people
weird-
were
you are a
indoctrinated
weirdo.
in. That we can talk about whatever the fuck we want because we're grown-ups. You're the
I am a
fucking
dog.
weirdo.
DAWG.
Muffles on your dogs. Sick ass bitch.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna mute
Go
you
play
for the whole
fetch,
fucking
dog.
live.
Go
You got
play
me
fetch,
fucked
bitch.
up.
How about that?
But seriously, I
Holy.
want to know, like, why y'all think
Woof woof ho.
it's like y'all are offended before we even get to talk about, like, what are you upset about? What are you upset for? Like, why would you come up here being condescending and rude, and you're the one representing Christ, and then you're reading from a script at that? Like, you had to go and look up your quote unquote definition.
Do you want my
'cause you don't know it.
definition? You want my definition that nobody adheres to but my slow ass?
That was really funny, because it's like you argued that intelligence can't have intelligence has to arise with function and order, and I'm like, okay, trees have function and order, but they're not intelligent, so obviously there's a problem there, right? That's why she had to go to a script. That's why she had to go to the script. All right, Delve, how's it going, Delve? Are you at least 18, and can you give us a good reason to believe in a God?
Bro, I've been on your channel live before. Yeah, mate, I'm 40.
Oh yeah, I remember you, Delve. Can you give us a good reason to believe in a God?
So, first of all, I'm not Christian.
Oh yeah, you're not.
So I'm gonna start off with that. But how many of you guys? I just have a question for you guys. Are you guys in the U.S.?
Yes, I am.
I am.
Yeah.
I believe all of us are.
Did any of you grow up in less fortunate areas?
I've been in less fortunate areas many times.
No, I mean like third world countries or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even like using that word third world.
I have.
Not third world country.
Yeah, I have.
I have.
Because
My parents are from
Ariel.
I grew up in India, right? So and I was in the military, and I deployed to many of these countries that were less fortunate. And my experience is, again, I don't know if there is a God or isn't. I'm not here to debate you guys about that. That's your guys' opinion, and I respect that.
Okay.
And but my thing is, one thing I've realized in my experience of traveling and going abroad, right, is some people in this world need hope.
Mm-hmm.
They need something to believe in. And certain areas, like I was in Afghanistan, they don't have much to believe in. And you guys are fortunate in a lot of sense way, and just for being in this country. And you guys are fortunate to just, I mean, it's crazy. Like, even if you make like $100 a week, you are more fortunate and wealthy than a lot of people in Afghanistan or a lot of these less fortunate countries.
Yeah.
And we oftentimes living in this country don't realize some of the struggles and stuff that these people go through. And I'm not saying that religion helps make it better or worse or anything. I'm just saying it gives some of these people hope.
Okay, yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, because I think we spoke about this last time, right? My parents are from Haiti, right? So a lot of times the only thing that they have is a hope of a better life after they pass away. The thing is, when it comes to me, I think that causes a lot of, at least from my opinion, it causes a lot of like I don't know what words I'm looking for, because it's not damage. I guess that's the best word I can come up with. It causes a lot of damage, because like if you say that my hope is for a better life after I die, what are you gonna do with this life? A lot of times it doesn't help them out. You see what I'm saying? It causes complacency. That's what I'm talking about. Complacency.
Can I say
Also,
something?
I've been to Afghanistan too, and the religious beliefs there, the fundamentalism, how is that working out for the women there? How's that working out for the people there with the Taliban holding these beliefs and enforcing them and enforcing that religion on the people in Afghanistan?
Again, we're looking at it from our perspective, right?
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you this.
Go ahead,
as somebody who is a Black American, as somebody who has ancestry who were subjugated and oppressed and forced into servitude, don't ever tell anybody that is an American, especially a Black American, that we're lucky to be in this country. We were literally the first
We are not.
and the first stock in this country. The reason why the country is what it is because of our labor. It's because of things. People are still reaping the benefit of the slave trade. There's companies that are erected because of the slave trade. Don't you ever tell nobody that they're lucky to be in this country when my ancestors built this country. And I know about Afghanistan because I've seen Kandahar, Afghanistan. I've seen Djibouti City, Djibouti, Africa. I know about the missionaries and the demoralization. The reason why it is like it is because of a corrupt government that enforces their religion, that enforces their ideology on those people. It's not like hope is a placebo. Hope is nothing without action.
Are you tracking what's happening in Sudan?
Yes.
Yes. A lot of that has religious issues with it.
Right. What I'm saying is, like, again, I'm not trying to discredit your history or any of that. I never meant to. And I came on. I've talked to this host before, and we have a respectful conversation. And again, I'm not trying to talk down on anyone or anything. I'm talking about individually as you right now at this very moment versus those people in those third world countries. I'm talking about you, not your ancestry, not your what they went through or any of that. I'm talking about you at this very moment.
Well, what they went through is relevant. I don't try to compare and contrast trauma daily. I'm not in the business of doing that. I'm not going to say, oh, you went through, that's worse than what I went through, or because your nation is in a crisis right now, that's better than what I'm going through now or worse than what my ancestors went through now. It's all a progression. The reason why the US of A is what it is because of the trauma, is because of the institutions that were put in place. So you need to use better vocabulary instead of saying lucky daily. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about you as right now.
Okay, still, you need to use better vocabulary instead of saying lucky.
All right.
The only reason why you're here is because of my ancestors, because of the Immigration Act of 1965. Use better vocabulary because right now you're not being culturally competent or displaying any cultural humility. Don't ever say lucky when it comes to this country.
Did I say anything out of line, host?
I think you're underestimating. Like, Christian nationalism is the biggest terrorist threat to the United States right now.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not saying anything about Christian nationalism.
Right. So Delv, you're saying, yeah. So Delv, so what you're trying to say is that yes, many groups in this country, specifically Black Americans and Native Americans, but we're talking about Black Americans right now. Black Americans went through horrid trauma, horrid history, right?
I agree with that.
But now, hold on, I got you. But today, they Black Americans have achieved so much in this country right now and have lifted themselves up so much in this country right now that they're in this in this country and have a lot more opportunities than they used to have, and other countries don't have that. The issue was what's going on with that, Delv, is that it sounds like oppression Olympics. Do you see what I'm saying? Despite the fact that despite the fact that Black Americans are, you can argue are in a much better place than someone in Sudan, right? That doesn't mean that Black Americans within this country are quote unquote lucky to be here.
It didn't come from no luck. It came from our ancestors being drenched.
Right.
Their blood is drenched in this soul. The only reason why you have civil rights, look up what it is, the word civil rights. It's because of Black Americans. So ain't nobody lucky. Don't you ever get on no panel and tell a Black American they lucky to be in this damn country. We paved the way for you to even get here.
Right. So kind of rephrase that. Yeah, because it's not luck. Yeah, I mean, rephrase that a bit. What do you mean?
We're better financially. Financially, we're better off in this country compared to a lot of these people that don't have the wealth, that don't have the financial freedom, and that we have in this country.
Right. Okay. So
at this moment,
we
as in Americans,
right?
Anyone in this country.
So Delv,
that's just not true.
Give me 1 second. That one. All right. So Delv, essentially what you're trying to say is that, I mean, I think no matter how you word this, it may sound a bit insensitive. It might come off it may come off insensitive because essentially I've heard this before, right? Oh, like, because I grew up in a less fortunate area. I grew up in Little Haiti, right? And they're like, even you growing up in the hood, you were a lot better off than someone who lives in like the swamps of Nigeria, right? Or something like that. The slums of Nigeria. You're way better off than them because at least you had a roof over your head, and a lot of them, they have shanty towns and shit like that, right? So, but again, it sounds like oppression Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So there's not going to be a good way to put this.
Well, okay, let's just forget that part. I'll retract everything I said on that.
Right. So I get what you're saying. These people who live in, I get what you're saying. The people who live in horrid conditions where they don't even know if their mother is going to be essayed by a soldier tomorrow. The only thing that they have is hope, which is what the religion gives them. That's what you're trying to say.
And the same thing, Black Americans, even during slavery, used it as hope. It was like, okay, well, there's a hope of a better day tomorrow.
You talking about the slave Bible? Like,
no. If they didn't have hope,
somebody mute him because I'm not a mod.
Yeah. Pause real quick, Delv. Now I'm not gonna jump into that one because I think I will overstep my bounds. But if Chelsea or Mother Prep, yeah, go ahead, Chelsea.
I was just thinking, didn't he already say that? Don't look at the past and what happened, and
and now he's talking about some hope.
Now he's all the way back to the past of people who had nothing. And either way, what's the point? That we shouldn't strive for better because someone else is doing worse. Like,
No.
what is the actual point? Like, the
My
whole
point
thing
is-
is,
my-
can you give a good
my
reason to
point-
believe in your God? That's the point.
And don't talk about Black Americans. You don't know nothing about Black Americans, our culture, our history, our heritage. Shut up. Stop it.
Yeah, we
you
got
don't know.
enough
We
trauma.
weren't given hope. We were forced. We were subjugated. Don't you know in some areas of the U.S., if we did not adopt this Christian God, we would have our tongues cut out of our fucking mouths daily. We will be spread. They would take the little girl and spread her limbs across a bed or, anything across anywhere. And they will rape her. If she did not take on this religion, don't shut up, man.
No, I'm
You need to
retracting
know,
all
talk about what
everything
you
I'm
know.
saying, then.
This religion was forced upon our people to make us compliant.
And
After
that's
that,
what I'm
honestly,
retracting
and
everything
that
I
didn't even
said.
occur until after the Haitian Revolution. People got so scared. They started lynching people. They started making people come onto this religion. You had to go to church on Sunday. You had to obey your earthly master. So you shut the fuck up when you talk about Black Americans. Because that's gonna make me that offends me as a Black American.
Yeah, just don't make the comparison.
Don't you ever make a comparison like that.
Yeah,
you need
just
to
don't
learn
make the
more. You
comparison.
come here.
Okay,
You
I'll
come here
just take
reaping
the
the
whole that.
benefits of
I'm
Black
just gonna step
Americans.
away from
You
that
come here reaping the benefits of
original
enslaved
point-
people. You need to understand where you at. You need to understand where you are on this soil and how my people, my ancestors sacrificed so you can have better.
Let's
right,
go
so-
back to
You
my
ever
original.
talk about no damn hope.
His
All right,
original
so-
point was in third world countries, religion gives people hope. That's what his point was.
Yeah, that's what
That
your
was
point was.
all
So,
I'm trying to say.
so I got you, Delph. But like a better way to approach this conversation is to just say that and don't do the comparison because it's gonna become a pressure Olympics. I'm telling you,
Fair point.
it's gonna
Fair
become
point.
that. All right, so
But
yeah,
that's all I'm
don't
trying to say
do that.
because and I've had that experience, to be fair, from my personal life where my father was on his deathbed, and he was in the vegetative state for a week, and I'm trying to sit here trying to figure out what to tell my daughters who are basically at that point 1 year old. I have one daughter at that point, 1 year old, and I'm trying to figure out what to tell my daughter. And then when my daughter later on was going in for a medical surgery, I'm trying to tell her, like, I'm trying to figure out what to tell her, because I understand, I mean, what you're saying, right? I understand about the God thing not being there, but some people that don't have that level of awareness or knowledge, they need a little bit of hope, and I really feel hope helps sometimes gets you through certain things. And I'm not saying it's all the time, but it does help you get through certain things.
But why not just tell the truth? Because it sounds like what you're doing is you're promoting ignorance instead of truth.
No, because
Hold on, hold on. Let me
Hold on, Delph. Let her answer. Go ahead,
But
Brett.
you mentioned, what would you tell your 1-year-old? You don't tell her anything. You say grandma died and she's not going to get it. And it's going to take a long time and she'll never remember. Eventually, you'll have to tell them something and you tell them the truth. I had to tell my 2-year-old daughter that her father died. She didn't get it at the time. Eventually, as she realized that death is permanent, but I actually did tell her the truth, even though it hurts, because it is in fact the truth. And I want my daughter to live in reality. And so you don't have to make up stuff because of comfort, because this is the world that we live in. And to already start them off by giving them fairy tales, thinking that they can't handle anything, is already setting them up for other types of poor coping, because then when they actually do learn the truth, they're going to realize my dad was a liar. And then that's going to present other issues for you, because now they're not going to trust you, because the person that they look to for real information and truth, they found out was a liar. So then you have other problems. So I think truth is always the best, regardless of how uncomfortable it is.
If that's how you want to raise your kid, that's your choice, and I
It's
respect
not
that.
so much how I want to raise my kid. I'm a nurse, and I learned that that's the best strategy.
No, that's cool. But there's
trust issues when you're raising children. If they find that you lied to them, then you're going to fracture the trust that they have in you, and then that's going to become another issue.
We tell kids about Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and Halloween, where they dress up.
But they do figure it out. We don't go through great lengths to do it. Like when I found out Santa Claus wasn't real, it wasn't a big deal. But my parents really did tell me when my uncle died. Like they didn't make up stories about it.
What I'm saying is we make up these stories for the kids, and yet when it comes to this, it's not okay. I mean, however you want to raise your kid, that's your choice. And I'm not
That's the
disagreeing.
whole point. You like, oh, it's an opinion, like, oh, I like red better than green. That's an opinion. But when it comes to outcomes of lives, then it goes beyond opinion. We need to actually go with facts.
I'm gonna step out because I didn't want to talk about voting or anything. I just wanted to state my thing, and I did. And I don't want to talk about. I think we're getting off subject right now. I just wanted to make a claim about this, about the hope thing, and that's it. I'm gonna step out. Thank you.
Right. So we understand the entire thing about hope, right? Like that's understandable. But what we're saying is that you can have hope without all that. You don't need religion for hope. We get that a religion gives hope, but you don't need religion for hope. That'll be my thing. And the next time, like you would like to make that argument, please do not compare. All right, because you're gonna run into oppression Olympics automatically. Because like the moment you come, if you don't use Black Americans as an example, and you try to use like Asians or Native Americans as an example or anything like that, you're still gonna run into oppression Olympics. All right. So
Don't use Black Americans for nothing, especially you don't even know why you're even here in this country or who fought for you to even get in this country. Keep Black America's name out your motherfucking mouth. Talk about Donald Trump or whatever or Charlie Kirk. Do not speak on Black Americans. Only reason why you are here is because of the sacrifices, not even willing sacrifices of Black Americans. Like, be quiet, dude. Like that pissed me off.
Yeah, I get it.
Hush the mouth. All this, you lucky, you didn't come from a third world country and all that shit. Shut the fuck up. You don't know how I came to be or how we collectively came to be in our struggles, and we still fight. We still sacrifice for everybody. We don't even reap the most benefits of it. Like, shut up. The reason why your country is destabilized is because of the people that you worship so damn bad. These megalomaniacs that you put in office, these Christian nationalists that you put in office, you working backwards.
I tell them that all the time whenever I do political lives too. Yeah, y'all be vote against your own self-interest because you hate us so bad. Crazy.
Right.
All right. Hey, how's it going, Mother of Prep? I appreciate you being here.
Good. I just heard that and I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah, I already know.
Because I was just thinking, like, the whole idea that, it's like, what was his actual point? Like, if we're, because we're still striving to do better, that we should stop because somebody else is doing worse. Like, if that's not the most stagnating idea ever, like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It gets like, and when you start bringing up the example of us here in America, I'm like, okay, this is gonna go left, bro.
It's gonna go left. And I saw your face. You said your eyes, but I'm gonna watch Krampus because I need to de-stress. I need to watch Krampus do some things to some people.
I gotta watch Krampus too. I'm gonna go out tonight.
I only watch it during the holidays. I watch Black Christmas during the holidays and Krampus. I love Krampus. And Die Hard during the holidays. Like my Christmas movie watch list is very different than other people, but I want to watch Krampus because I love that movie, and it has a horrible ending because nobody kind of gets out alive, and it just it gives me the warm and fuzzies. But it does. Just like I like watching Welcome to Derry. It like Big P is amazing to me. It's like a wild animal out this leash, and the real villains are these people in power. Like I just like the comparison of it. Like as a academic, I just like watching things like that. But I gotta watch Krampus now.
I haven't seen Welcome to Derry yet, but I heard that's really good.
You gotta watch it. That's why that question, I've been thinking about that question for like a week and a half about white coochie because
I'm seeing it in the reality too. White coochie is like kryptonite to some people. Like it's destructive.
Boy,
and I'm
I tell
like,
you.
what's in that? What does she do? What does she got? I want to know. Keep it away from me. I ain't funny or nothing like that. But I'm curious. Like that needs to be a study on how people throw away their life over some white cooch. And I'm like, it gotta have something in it, like a narcotic we ain't never heard of. It has to have absence in it. I don't know, Sean.
I'm with an Asian girl, so I've dated every like race known to man.
Oh well, I don't something about that white
something
coochie.
It got to be some grip 3000 or something.
It gotta be because that Michigan coach, he was sneaking in folks' windows for it. And you gotta like, what is you doing, man? Like, how dare you?
Like, what are you doing, bro? All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. We did get to about 45K likes, and I do appreciate that. Shout out to Mother Prep who's up here. Shout out to Chelsea. Shout out to Sean. You guys are amazing. Are wonderful. Shout out to everybody on. Shout out to everybody on the
have a good one, folks.
You as well. Shout out to everybody on the Deconstruction Junction. On the Deconstruction Junction, you guys are amazing. Thank you for getting me to about 3,000 views on this live. That is a milestone for me. I appreciate y'all over on YouTube on Deconstruction Junction for getting me to 3,000 views on one live. That is a milestone for me, and I appreciate that. For real, y'all. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all for that. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on the Black Atheist Coalition channel. You guys are amazing. And shout out to everybody who's watching me on the Volsy Thoughts channel, on my personal YouTube channel. Y'all are amazing as well. And I think I'm going to get out of here. Just to chill, guys. You are too late. Mother, I'm going to drop you real quick. I do appreciate you, though. Thank you for coming around.
Thanks for having me.
Ciao. You guys are amazing. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Once again, appreciate y'all for being here. I will be on earlier tomorrow because me and wifey plan on going out tomorrow. So I'll be on earlier. I'll be on around 3 or 4. So around 3 or 4 tomorrow, I'm going to be on. So come back tomorrow around 3 or 4 o'clock. We're going to be on, and we're going to be on and popping. That will be the end of my religion week. Next week, we'll be back to politics. All right. So this is my religion week. Next week, we'll be back to politics. So if you would like to come around 3 o'clock tomorrow, I will be on. And if you would like to come on next week for my politics week, I will be on as well. Once again, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Follow me on all the socials. It's links in my bio. Appreciate y'all. Volsy Thoughts everywhere. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all.